going to be pushing through. They have no idea that he's here as of right now. Curveball comes through. Oh my God, Lotus!
A is the play. A strong aggression here. Shocked out. One is Cabrage gonna line it up really quick. Whipping out his graph paper. One more and a third there.
Maybe a little bit of marketplace as well, but Zol has that under control. The double kill, no less. No, make that a triple.
At that first one, but do they know Gozo's still there? They do not. Gozo able to make them pay and gets 3.
Here's Churro to his left. Dude, Paranoia comes out. There's one. There's two. Looking for the third, and he gets it.
And there's Jack as well. Avenging Grim and continuing on, getting Capraj and Gozo the 3K and make it.
Capraj goes down, so once more, that's a second. Food just playing games right here in the back line, making things tough, and that's 3. This is just a 2, make it okay, Food. Just pick up all the frags. He's gonna go for it, he's got it.
Who needs training dummies when you have real dummies?
Hello and welcome everyone to the Able Esports VAL Qualifier presented by GLG and Player Zone. My name is Vincent. I am joined by Hawk's Nest. Hawk's Nest, we had a bit of a difficult start there, but now we're back. What are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling the same way. I'm still very excited to be here. I'm glad that we have all these great teams coming back once again for yet another qualifier here at GLG, all leading up to that big $2,000 prize. Well, tonight they're in the running for $100, so every team's definitely going to try their best here. And we have some great teams up first. We got Pugstars and CP Phoenix.
Yeah, and I was talking about it with you before. Pugstars, they are coming out off the back of 3 VCS Sunday Showdown victories in a row, and that's never been done before in the entirety of the 45, 46 weeks that they've been running that. And they're just a group of guys got together trying to play and do better in the tier 2 scene of Valorant, and they just pug it out. It's been working. They are some incredible aimers on this team. I got the privilege of casting 2 of those 3 grand finals that they were playing in at VCS, so it was absolutely brilliant to watch. They're going up against Charlotte Phoenix, a team that is coming in a very different scenario than Pugstars themselves, in that they have made some roster changes and are looking to start to bring things back around and lead their way in to an interesting spot in this scene. They have, like I said, a couple of roster changes. We've only seen them one time previously, but all the way back in the Spectral Esports qualifier, where they had a nice upset against Last Round Save, a team that's very good, but then lost to Illusion Gaming as well as Able Esports. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but it definitely is plausible that they can take away a victory. But in a best of 3, it is going to be tough, Hawk's Nest.
Yeah, for sure. They had the one upset. We got to give them some credit there. You know, you can never count a team out until all 3, maybe 2 maps are done. But yeah, Pugstars, they've been on a tear lately, and it's going to take some mental fortitude to really put that behind. Like, yes, if you're Phoenix, Pugstars are going crazy right now. They have been on the streak. You can't let that affect your own gameplay, though. You have to play like they're any other team. Just try your best, and hopefully you can get these rounds that you need. And maybe, who knows, we'll see another upset out of them.
It's always possible, right? And the map pool that we're going to be looking at today is going to be Bind, followed by Ascent, followed by Haven. And what better way to potentially start, but we're guaranteed Bind and Ascent as per our usual arrangement here in the tier 2 scene of Valorant. So I think this is interesting. That being said, I do happen to know that Pugstars is an incredible Ascent team. They also have a map victory against T1 under their belt in the VCT. So it's very, very difficult, if you ask me, to give Charlotte Phoenix any sort of anything here, because of the fact that we've seen such incredible play all the way around. They won Ascent, did Pugstars against T1. So you could say that's their home map, Jason, just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're winning, against T1s on Ascent, that definitely says something for you guys as a team. You guys got the gun skill for sure. And yeah, you know the map. Definitely feel very comfortable on that map. So if you are Phoenix, you got to try and take Bind. If you can upset on Bind, get that first map. Ascent, you kind of have to not like entirely give it up, but you have to expect there's going to be a tough map for you to win. So your only chance in this best of 3 is to take map 1, try and send it all the way to Haven, and then see what you can make happen there. But for Pugstars, obviously, you know, they're looking for the 2-0 right here, and if they come out of the gate, it might be possible for them.
Yeah, it definitely might be. I do want to mention we have got a load of giveaways going on at the moment with our sponsor, Able Esports. So this should be a lot of fun. I want to tell you about them real fast. The first of which is Guru Energy. I don't have one at the moment. I'll go get one in between games. But this is a great energy drink, all natural. And you can win a full case, 24 cans of those. All you got to do is type !Guru, GURU, in chat to be entered in to win that. 3 random winners will be drawn from the Twitch chat, and you'll win a full case of that stuff. It's very good, by the way. I've had some. Working with Able is a privilege, so we got to take some hacks. That is going to be the next giveaway that I want to talk about. All you got to do is, if you would type !sleeve, I think, in the chat. Hold on, let me double check that. No, I lied. That's definitely not what you do. But what you can do is go onto Twitter. You can take a clip from this stream, any clip from either the main stream or this stream, and then tag Able Esports in it so that we can see it, and use the hashtag VALAM. That's hashtag VALAM. Very simple, with a clip. The most interactions on that tweet will get a sleeve. You can do !contest, to find out more about that. So there is lots of stuff going on. I have heard that we are just about ready to get into the map, Jason. Sorry that I didn't let you get in edgewise, but who do you think's taking this one?
Don't worry about it. I mean, from what we've been talking about, you know, before we started this stream, got a little bit of our background info on these teams and what we've mentioned here so far since the start. Pugstars has got to be my favorite team to win this, just because of how much experience they do already have, how many times they've proven their skill level. And for Phoenix, like you mentioned earlier, they do have somewhat of a new roster, a couple new people trying to get into that mix of things. So going up against an already tough opponent, but not having full synergy is going to make it even harder for them. So I'm going to go Pugstars.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely cannot disagree. I sent out a tweet earlier saying about as much. Is there really any way that Pugstars can lose this game? And I answered that question saying, no, there is not. The reality is there is a way that they could lose if they were AFK. But, you know, I don't like saying that there's not a chance, because there really is always a chance, but Charlotte Phoenix are definitely on the back foot here from the very beginning. They're going up against a team that, like I talked about, 3 tournaments in a row victorious, beating out hugely good teams in the process of that as well. Like, you know, you've heard of Slimy Boogerman, I'm sure, beat those guys out last week in the semifinals, and so like it makes things a little bit interesting if you're going against a team of this stature. But it is, again, very much doable. It's just a matter, what can Charlotte Phoenix bring to the table in bind, especially because I don't see there being any way Pugstars loses a cent.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Map 1 is going to definitely be a very big turning point, obviously, in this series right here. So if Charlotte Phoenix, they can pull it up, they can surprise us all here on Bind, then we may have to reconsider these. But I think for now, Pugstars is definitely looking like the leading team here. But we are moving into agent selection, as you can see on your screen. So we'll have to see what composition these guys go for. I feel like there shouldn't be anything too fancy, too out of the ordinary for either one of these teams. Just going to stick to what's in the meta for now.
Yeah, I would imagine we're going to see very much similar things all the way around. Bossy, a player to look out for here on the Rays, definitely Dinya as well. Both those players have huge fragging potential, just in general. So keep your eyes on that roster. But on the other side, we are, by the way, seeing a team without. I was going to say, yeah, without Valen. Valen, Ministry is not the starting player unless they've just changed players, which I don't think so. So I'm going to go with a stand-in as Miniature. Valen, no, not here today for the Pugstars side. On the other side, though, we are seeing a Brimstone, which I find quite interesting. Definitely not bad.
Choose your agent.
We've kind of seen a back and forth whether or not the Brimstone's being used, and it just kind of depends on preference, honestly.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of scenarios in which Brimstone can be useful for sure. Hasn't been like the top pick for teams, but especially on bind, there's a lot of small alleyways that you can cut off entirely. You have the multiple smoke usage from anywhere on the map. It'll be interesting to see how they decide to use them. Starting off on attack with it probably won't be as influential as when they switch over to defense. So they might be trying to pick more for that defensive side, hoping to get what rounds they can on the attacker side, than really playing for the second half. But we'll have to see as we load in and how everyone's going to set up.
We certainly will. The team's loading in and getting ready to go. As here we are, map number 1 of the first series for the Able Esports VAL Qualifier here on the Player Zone Twitch channel. Presented to you, of course, by GLG. As always, man, am I excited for this one, Jason. This is going to be interesting. And like you were talking about, Pugstar's defensive setup here at the beginning, just looking to play things maybe a little bit standard or potentially get aggressive. That's going to be the key that I'm looking out for. Pugstars have a very aggressive play style that is really fun to watch, honestly. It's really never a dull moment, but it definitely is difficult to contend with if you are playing against them.
Yeah, it's always fun from the observing standpoint to see these crazy plays, but when those crazy plays are coming at your face, it can be very disorienting and stress you out. So we'll have to see how Phoenix can handle those types of plays, and if Pugstars really opt to go for the aggression right off the bat, or if they kind of wait, play it back, see how their opponent likes to play before they just blindly run in. And it seems like a slower start here for the first round. Both these teams looking for a little bit of information. We saw some utility just used over there in the corner, and Denya's going to back out watching for this B long push, and the smokes and cages pop, and here comes the push.
Yeah, Miniature with that first frag makes it a double, in fact. Both the Sky and the Cypher going down. Denya chiming in for more as the push comes through on the back line. Just 2 players left here for Charlotte Phoenix, both inside the tube and quickly dispatched as Denya and Miniature both clean up a multi-frag. 3 for Denya and 2 for Miniature.
And that push just immediately dismantled. Not too much to say there. They got onto the site, they got the spike down, but by the time the spike was planted, there was only 2 players left alive for Phoenix. Denya and Miniature, 2 just duo holding that site. No help needed from the team. That was a quick first round for Pugstars.
Yeah, beautiful first round, by the way. Denya getting aggressive there. Like I said, playing the quick rotation on the jet and picking up frags. But here is something interesting. Charlotte Phoenix, they might be stuck in the past right now because we are on the new patch. No Astra, by the way, today. I was watching Hiko play that character, and holy crap, that thing's broken. But nonetheless, no Astra today. But they are going to be buying into Stingers, which is an interesting setup here for the attackers.
Going to be pushing around Boss. He's going to find the first one. Will be traded out by Sacred. Nerfed and Redo finding a couple kills of their own. So it's a 3v3. Smoke's covering the majority of the site. No one really able to see each other as Cast pushes up. Able to find one. Teammate gets traded out by Miniature behind his Cast blood as well for 2 this round. It's a 2v1 now. Only 1 member of Pugstars left alive. The spike's going to go down. Eric's going to have to pull off this solo retake.
Yeah, the 1-on-2 has recovered a weapon. That's going to be a Stinger. Spectre in hand for Cast Blood, but Derek wins out the first fight. He gets a Stinger of their own, but 29 HP. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult, in fact, impossible. As Cast Blood going to swing out around the corner. Triple kill to close out that round.
Much better round out of Charlotte Phoenix that time on the attack. Able to get onto the site, got a couple of frags going their way, and were able to hold it nicely. It was just, a good amount of trades going back and forth. I think if you're Pugstars, you kind of got a little bit unlucky. Miniature got shot in the back. Could have been a whole different round if Miniature does stay alive there, but getting traded out by Charlotte, I mean, they did a good job of playing with each other. As soon as one person fell, the call out was there, and the teammates were able to respond quickly, and that's what you need in a good offensive push.
It certainly is. It was a very nice push, and Denya, that is a ballsy orb grab. Pretty much had no backup there, but gets the orb and gets away, pulling out the Blade Storm in return. So that is a very dangerous set of utility available for this Jet. And the information on that Trailblazer, not really getting much of anything, to be fair. But it is still 5-on-5, and everybody trying to play slowly. There was some information gathering going on here for the attackers, and now it looks like they've grouped up over towards B for the hit. There's 3 players to defend here, Jason.
Majority overstacked on B. Bossy might be the first one. Gets information. Shots can't quite find the kill, but will delay that push. Paint can will further deter, but Bape hanging out in hookah, starting to peek around. They might be trying to play both. Never mind, as I say that, Bape's going to back up, rotate back towards the team, and they're on the site. Bossy's going to find one. Looking for more as they flood out of the bathroom, but Redo's there to trade them out. Nerfed on a big flank right now. Might cause some trouble later in the round as the spike does go down.
It is 4v4, though, and that Blade Storm's very much still in play. It's right now over in heaven with Dinya. Nerfed on the flank, trying to find something. Close range, though, with that Bucky is nobody really, so it's going to be difficult to try and find anyone within range. The first going the way of Cat's Blood, but quickly traded out. Nerf gives away their position, but now the push coming in. Redo getting prepped and ready for a molly. That goes out immediately, going to deny some area of effect around the spike. The kills, though, flurrying, all going the way of Pugstars, and that molly not quite enough to defend what was a well-placed set of knives from Dinya.
Yeah, Dinya, I mean, he said it was a risky play trying to get that alt orb earlier in the round, but it paid off getting a couple of kills there with the knives. Pugstar is going to go up, alternating rounds, 2 defuses for them in a row. So Charlotte Phoenix are able to get the spike down, but it's not necessarily translating into a round win. You know, they're putting Pugstars on that timer, so they're not able to hold the sites once they do so. And I'm not quite sure if that's just a matter of them not having good post-plant positions, because it seems like they have a general sense of how to do that, but I think they're just getting outgunned and outslayed by Pugstars at the end of the rounds.
I mean, that is certainly what it looked like in that one. Not ideal weaponry, and you still win it out. And now aggression, the name of the game. I mentioned it before. Dinya loves to make these pushes on this map and gets a bit of a tag. Not really anything else, though, gained off the back of that. And quite a few of these ultimates online. We can see for the Charlotte Phoenix side, they've got the orbital strike. They also have the, I don't even remember what it is, the Sky ultimate coming in, as well as the run it back. And so we can see any of those come through, but none so far as the push comes in. That flash is going to be working good, and Bossy lines him up, knocks him down, and Nerfed with 2 more, so it's a full house of frags between the 2 Pugstars players.
What a great play from Bossy, hiding up there around the corner to dodge away from the flash, but then peeks back out, as you'll see on the right side of your screen. And yeah, like you said, they just lined right up for him.
Oh. That was disgusting. I cannot believe you lined them all up there.
Almost got the force. The spray transfer was so close, but not quite. Nerfed, however, is there to get the last couple there to clean it up for Pugstars, and a great defensive hold from them so far.
There goes that ultimate coming through. Both of them, in fact, running back in the sky. Both utilized. Not really gaining much of anything for the time being, though. VAL, Sacred, Soapy, both chiming in off the back of that information and space created by the Ultimates. Pugstars are down 2 players as 2 rotate through on the back line, but that flash perfectly placed, and Soapy gets the frag. So this is a nigh impossible situation, but if it's anyone, it's Dinya, who can pull it back, gets the first, gets a tag, but not quite enough, and tag down to 30 HP as well, making things oh so difficult. But through the wall, Dinya with the kill, 7 bullets, but it doesn't matter. The spike is ticked away very, very far, and Redo closes the round, but Dinya certainly made it look interesting.
Dinya definitely getting those couple of kills there at the end, or turned a pretty bad situation into an okay situation. You know, up on the replay on your screen, getting that first kill is huge. Such a great reaction time to dash away after getting hit a couple times in the side. And then obviously the shot through the wall to finish off that kill.
It's just disgusting, man. You love to see that. Effective usage of their ultimates, though, for Charlotte Phoenix. You do like to see that, don't you, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely made a play call and they went with it, using the ultimates, got them the round. So that's what, I mean, when you're using the ultimates, you need to have them pay off, and they certainly did for Charlotte Phoenix there.
Let's see if the same can be said here for the defense. Bossy already with a kill onto Sacred, getting aggressive over here. It seems like that's just what you do when you're playing in their Pugstars. And Derek goes fishing, picks up a frag, nerfed on the re-aggress, gets another. So it's kills all the way around the map, or I should say all the way around A. In fact, it's bait. Nice frag through the cage, but gets the same done to him immediately after the fact. And it's only the Sky. Castblood in the 1-on-3 gets tagged out by the dart, and the shot is on point. So Derek takes the entirety of Pugstars into the 4th round victory.
Great use out of the Hunter's Fury there just to delay any further pushing on top of getting that frag. So Pugstars again, or not again, but also getting a lot of utility out of their ultimates, choosing when to use them at the right time. I like that they didn't throw all of their ultimates out, just the one, and you don't lose the other 3. You still have them going into this next round if need be. Outside of Charlotte Phoenix, you also have 2 ultimates there, so
this is a nice spot.
Could be just an ultimate battle here as we go into this next round. And Bape pulls out those knives, start to push in towards Hookah as the team pushes up B long.
Very nice start here, but it is limited investment as we saw from Charlotte Phoenix. Bossy, oh my goodness, continuing to get aggressive. That's 2, and denying the Blade Storm as well. Soapy's the only player who can pick up something. That's 1 bullet in the chamber, and doesn't even get that one off as Miniature finds the frag.
Another quick round from Pugstars. I mean, once again, just kind of hitting those shots a little bit cleaner than CP is right now. So we'll see on the replay. Ray's coming through that teleporter, really shut off that Hookah push. They've had the knives out. There just gets that first kill onto Redo, and then pushes forward, finding Bape as well. That's both the players in that Hookah. You know, if they were able to push out and get onto that B site, could have been a big different story there, but getting completely shut down on the push. As we move towards it again, Sacred's camera will spot 1 who will immediately jump out of that B site, and that makes CP question whether or not that push is worth it, but the whole time Nerfed has gotten all the way back behind them. Could be a massive flank if they play this properly.
Guns. He's actually where you buy guns. It's actually incredible. How does this happen? Nerfed gets away just barely, but look at the entirety of the team coming back, running in. The run it back as well, coming in, but a missed shot!
Soapy.
Oh no, Soapy! Misses the shot, but it doesn't matter because Sacred's there for the follow-up. That was devastating. You had to force the use of a run it back by 1 player. 1 player. Jason, what's going on? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, all right, so you're trading ultimates between the Omen ultimate, I believe, and the run it back. So 1 for 1 in terms of ultimate usage. Soapy can't aim. Name kind of coming true as you use the run it back and still don't find the kill. But I guess that allows, you know, the Omen to turn around as the team pushes forward. But I don't know. An interesting play there. Definitely wasted a lot of time for Charlotte Phoenix. As you can see, they're just now re-entering this A site with 19 seconds left. They have to try and clear out as many angles as they can. Everything seems to be open for now. Paint Can will do a bit of damage to the Spike Planter, but no kills to come through as it's a little bit off the default plan.
Couple players quite tagged down here for Pugstars, but it's still a 1-player advantage on the retake. Definitely there. Now Miniature makes it a 2-player advantage as he finds the wall bang through there. Soapy definitely can't aim that time. Able to pick up the kill. Curveball goes out, but it's not enough. It leaves just 1, and Miniature's hitting shots. So I mentioned that Balin not in the roster today. It looks like Miniature, who's replaced him at least for this time, is definitely stepped up and making plays for the Pugstars.
You look to see that out of a player that's, you know, subbing or filling in for someone else. And as you know, in Miniature steps, you know, you're getting a chance to be on the big screen with the team making these crazy plays. You've got to show up, and absolutely doing so, helping the team out as much as they possibly can, be it with information, using the camera and the tripwires, the cages, but you're also getting those frags. I mean, sitting right in the middle of the leaderboard, only down a kill. You're looking at Denya sitting at 10 in 3, so a lot of big fraggers on this Pugstar squad right now.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that one. Sonar Dart coming out to cover the aggression. Curveball trying to come through. Blinds are very effective, but everybody gets out with their life for the time being on the Pugstar side. Not bad considering the investment of utility here. Multiple guiding lights coming down, and now the frags, they flurry all the way over to the Pugstar side as both players find kills, and 2 for Denya. This is just brutal for the team coming out of Charlotte Phoenix. They're just struggling at the moment, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have the armory, the weapons to be able to really give a full fight back, but not finding anything at all as a flawless round for Pugstars comes through. Bossy going to be the last one there. Trade out the classic for the Sheriff, just because why not?
Yeah, why not is correct. I mean, they have been doing everything that you need to do here, have Pugstars throughout this half. Continuing that now.
And Charlotte Phoenix, I mean, they're able to buy up this round, so if they're going to start their comeback, this could be their chance to do it. Only a couple rounds left in this first half. You really don't want to be looking at a 10-2, if at all possible. We'll have to see how they come out here, though. A lot of utility being thrown down towards that A-long. Bossy up on top of the crate. Hasn't been spotted out. Will finally get taken out by Soapy, who's going to flash forward as they all push through. The rotation from Pugstars already on their way, though. Everyone kind of gets off that site. Miniature finds one. Sacred trying to push up through bathrooms. Not going to be allowed to as the Cypher ultimate comes through. Derek again with the Hunter's Fury. Going to find one. Going to find two. Going to find 3 kills. 1 per shot. Amazingly done there. Now it's just Soapy. See how well they can aim as they're the last player alive towards this B site. Having to rotate around with the spike. Looking for one on the back. Not able to find that as Derek gets a 4-piece for the round. And my goodness. That Hunter's Fury.
Derek saw 1 player and got 4 kills this round. Like, what? That's just incredible. Derek, I mean, we've known it before, and I'll say it again. Incredible with these Hunter's Furies. Consistently getting big value off the back of them, and here's another great example of that. 3 shots, 3 frags. That's how you do it. And really well done there for the Pugstars, and particularly Derek, the Sova player, who's been finding all sorts of value.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a Sova get like 1 kill per shot was the ultimate.
Yeah,
between casting and playing. Like, I really don't think I've ever seen that, so that's a first for me. Thanks, Derek. Love to see it. 8-2 though is how we're looking right now. 2 rounds left in this half, and Phoenix again being forced on not even close to an optimal buy as Sheriffs across the board. Redo does find one to trade out Bape, but they're kind of stuck here towards A. The utility being thrown out, trying to get some information. Denya's just going to hold this angle, though. With that Vandal, it's so hard to push.
Still 4-on-4. Sacred with the Sheriff is able to find something. The Neural Theft does come out, gives some information away. There's just really 1 player committed over here towards A. Though that being said, the Phoenix is moving out here. It is being found out. I'm not sure how Bossy knew. The curveball comes through, trying to find something, and that paint canister on point to find the kill. So it does just leave Bossy in a difficult spot, and Cast Blood waiting for Bossy to come through the teleporter. Well placed. And that is yet another round for Charlotte Phoenix, finally able to get back on the board.
It's kind of funny. I mean, they don't win the round with full Vandals, but when they all got Sheriffs, they can take that one home. Grab me up, you know, some of the guns from the Pugstars that did fall, but 2 operators now for Pugstars over on Nerfed and Denya. So we typically see the Jet was the operator. Omen was an operator. Is kind of new for me, though.
Honestly, I've seen multiple players on this team pick up the operator. It just kind of feels like whoever's feeling it at the moment. Yeah. It seems like everybody's feeling it. Then run it back going to be utilized, but Denya with one of those operators able to get a frag as the push continues to come through. The blinds are very strong though from the sky. Dinya now trying to play around the smoke. He's not able to pick something up just yet. And the cage denies any vision once more. Gets the vision, though, through the side of that cage. Those the nice, those miss. So it has to go back to the operator, but that well is empty. And Frags coming back the other way. Redo with 2. Now leaves Bossy in a 1-on-2 situation.
A lot of kills going back and forth. The operator is not quite paying off for Pugstars as, you know, CP, they just rush forward that close angles and close quarters combat. Not what you want to have. Fortunately, the knives of the Jet not finding too much anywhere. So Bossy's on this rotation now. Paint can will go out. Should clear out that B short corner. Crossing this may be dangerous. There's 2 people looking, and Sacred's going to have the trigger finger. That's a 4th round for Charlotte Phoenix before the half, 8-4.
Switching sides.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad, and it's halftime. And man, we've had some incredible moments. If you want to maybe remember those moments, don't forget to clip some of those, and then you can have a chance to win a Hacks sleeve that we'll be drawing to viewers during the tournament. To enter, all you got to do is take a clip here from Twitch, share it on Twitter, tag at Able Esports on Twitter, and then use the hashtag VALAM, VALAM, and you will be entered to win a Hacks sleeve. So you can look the most gamery when you are playing at the LANs, and definitely feels great. The tweet with the most interactions will win that sleeve. So definitely pick that one up and see if you can win it out, because there's certainly a lot of clippable moments from this game already, and we are already just in the first half as finally over.
First half of the first map. We got so much more Valorant coming tonight, so make sure you're definitely getting those clips in when you can. But Pugstar's on the offense now. A lot of players stacked up towards this B entrances, just waiting for the go button. Minisher maybe spotted out towards the middle there. As Derek's going to be the first one for the push, and still finds one, so it's a 1-for-1 there off that play from Charlotte Phoenix. Ape looking for the second, is able to find Bossy through the smoke. Pugstars have rotated over towards A, though, as Charlotte Phoenix has started to rotate towards B, so it's a beautiful timing for them. Nerfed, able to win out on that gunfight, which is massive. That opens up this site for them.
An interesting plant position as well there, coming through from Pugstars, as they just try to take advantage of the push. That coming through the hot hands is Miniature, and the curveball is going to be good for another. Soapy certainly can aim in this example, as it's now just 1 player left against 3. Dinya in a tough spot, does get the first. The dash there, trying to complete the frags, but Soapy with a 3rd on the round. That frenzy certainly working out well for them.
Yeah, Frenzy definitely made it a bit easier for them on that round, and Charlotte Phoenix are going to win their first defensive round. So, like I mentioned before we started, maybe they were just waiting for the defense start. Their team composition definitely has a lot of key players, a lot of utility to be used. But let's look at this replay really quick as Soapy holds down the push, throws the hot hands out, does get blinded, throws that stun their way, and that's 1. The spray's good for a second. That really holds it down for them. I mean, Pugstars put a lot of effort into trying to get Soapy out of that spot. Weren't quite able to, and that helps our Phoenix win that round.
Certainly does help the entirety of Charlotte Phoenix, actually. Is they've had, you know, arguably a rough first half, right? 8-4 the scoreline, but winning out that pistol certainly puts them in a position to come back in with a vengeance into the second, and we can already see the purchase there that was there for the side of Charlotte Phoenix. No buy on the other side as well for Pugstars. Definitely make things a little bit more tough.
Yeah, so we do just have a quick tech pause coming through. If you're wondering why you see our beautiful faces, we're gonna figure out what's going on as soon as we possibly can. But for now, I mean, Pugstars have been looking pretty good in this one, but Charlotte Phoenix are not giving up. I mean, they've got a couple of good rounds here and there, and they're definitely holding their own against Pugstars on buying so far.
Absolutely, they are doing well. That being said, Pugstars have definitely made me believe that they are not quite at their highest peak at the moment, has made some interesting decisions. And I don't know if you could characterize them as full mistakes, but it's just been interesting decision making sometimes. And I don't mean that in that they're throwing or anything. It's just like maybe playing with a little bit loose. And so for now, I think that Charlotte Phoenix, they're taking advantage of some of those situations very, very well. You continue to do that, and that's exactly what you want to see from Charlotte Phoenix. That's how they're going to be able to win this game, is take advantage of some situations where maybe PugStars are not in the greatest of spots, and then you start to roll that into a good economic situation.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. You got to take what you can get, right? For Charlotte Phoenix, any opportunity that's given to you, you got to be able to pick up on it and push forward with it. But tech pause has been fixed, so we're gonna move in as PugStars get their second attempt at attack here.
Not sure what was going on, but whatever it was, we fixed it up. And frags, the flurries of them going the way of Charlotte Phoenix. Though that being said, there was on the return. Nerfed, getting tagged through the edge of that wall. Redo trying to pick up frags. Already had one with the Bucky, leaving Nerfed in a tough spot. 1-on-4. What can you do? A frag, maybe? Or two at best here, Jason?
Couple of lucky headshots is definitely what Nerfed is looking for. I mean, possibly you try and recollect the spike and just pick a site to try and move towards. Seems like B is what the call is for now. As they come around this corner, it's going to be the first gunfight. They're going to have to win if they want to make this round a win for them. And not quite able to do it with a shotgun. Redo crouching in the corner. And I'm not quite sure what the plan was there from PugStars at the rip of it. But they weren't on a full buy, so they may have just kind of been hoping to get a couple of picks and then just, do whatever they have to do on the fly. But Charlotte Phoenix, like we mentioned earlier, they're just taking whatever they can get. If PugStars are going to run into you and you get a couple of picks off the rip, beautiful. You run with that, you push up, you be aggressive. PugStars was not expecting that out of them that round.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Jason. I don't think there really was a solid plan there for PugStars in that round. It was just, hey, let's swing some angles. If we get some kills, maybe we win. That time, you didn't get any kills. So it went the way of Charlotte Phoenix pretty handedly. Just 2 rounds between these teams now. Was 4 at half, and you've cut that in half now. Moving forward here, PugStars on the attack, pushing up. And that is going to be a nice shot from Redo with the Bucky. Once again, making it sing for him. But still, players here on the attacker side able to get onto the site. The spike getting planted down. Kaz tries to swing out. It's not quite enough for much more than one frag, but Redo is here, ready and waiting here as Soapy gets aggressive in the back line. So it's just a crossfire coming through. It's 2 for Soapy, 1 for Redo. It looked so very simple for Charlotte Phoenix in this round. They retake these.
Soapy was on that flank the entire round, rotating all the way from B back on the flank. No one from PugStars was expecting it. And when it came down to it, those last couple seconds, I mean, Soapy, you said it, you made it look easy. You just walked right in, got a couple kills, no problem. Charlotte Phoenix, they've been doing very well on defense so far, and PugStars are going to have to start to make some big plays here, kind of clean it up a little bit, play a bit more organized, because like you said, that 4-round lead that they had at the half has been steadily shrinking. And if CPU wins this one, we're looking at a tied 8-8.
I mean, it's straight up evaporated, that lead. Pretty much nothing between these two at the time. And, well, we'll see what they can do. Sheriff's in hand at the moment for PugStars, and full rifles coming back the other way. That was a not ideal position for the swing. Off the back of a guiding light, to be fair, but oh my goodness, the amount of utility coming through right now for Charlotte Phoenix is incredible. They continue to push forward, trying to get something out of it, and Bossy actually does grab a Phantom off the back of some of that aggression. The Trailblazer comes out, but it's going to get taken out. So all things considered, that is not a very favorable trade for Charlotte Phoenix. As now PugStars, they wait things out and regroup.
Teleporting over towards this A site, you can see Charlotte Phoenix starting their rotation through the back of their spawn, but it's a 5v2 up on this fight. Bape and Redo gonna find a couple kills. Redo finds 2 for themselves before Derek can trade them out, so now we're looking at a 2v2. Derek's gonna drop that spike, and here comes the retake. The Charlotte Phoenix rounds the corner here. Denya's in a great spot. Will spot anyone out. That's 1 kill. Looking for the second now as the teammate swings around. Derek's there for the thrifty win out of Pugstars.
And that's the danger for Pugstars. They're dangerous in eco rounds. You know, that you could have considered a half buy, you know, a pistol armor buy, but they consistently hit headshots with those sheriffs, and they were able to do that very, very well. Didn't you? Of course, those knives certainly don't make it any easier, especially not with a player as skilled as Dinya is. But yeah, that definitely is a way to pick up a round and put yourselves back into the winning graces here. 9-7 now. Bape has pulled out an operator. I think the first operator that Bape has utilized this game has had a pretty slow game for a Jet player trying to, you know, pick up the pace on the team. But I think it's a lack of operators probably that has been part of that for them. You know, you do want to see your Jet get your operator out a little bit more often than Bape has been able to this game.
Yeah, definitely not being able to have that in the hands of your Jet. It makes things a little bit rougher, especially when you're up against a team like Pugstars. Derek hits 1, hits 2, hits not the third. Gonna hit 2 out of 3. We'll find the kill onto Sacred. Those casts will get traded as soon as they find one onto Bossy. So it's a 4v3. Pugstars once again in control of this A site. Denya's going to try and overlook Heaven, where Bape approaches with their operator, waiting for this smoke to dissipate. Redo also trying to make their way onto the site, but Soapy once again on this flank. If Pugstars aren't going to look for it,
they might
we might have a repeat of that other round.
They surely have got to know, and that's going to give it away if it wasn't before. Bape utilizing some of those bullets to kill Derek. But it's still a 3-on-2 in the favor of Pugstars. One player sitting close by in that smoke and gonna get that frag. So no operator saved there for Bape. It's simply gonna be Soapy who runs for the hills. Does get out with the rifle, but it is everyone else falling. And Pugstars, they looked a little bit slow to start here in the second, but after those 3 rounds at the beginning, they have pretty much not been stoppable for these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, they were playing a little bit loose, a little bit carefree. I think they started to clean that up now, and they're putting on the afterburners. They've made it to that double-digit point, so now only 3 more wins separate them from taking map 1. Charlotte Phoenix not too far behind, though. Only a 3-round deficit for them, and it was been worse at some points during this game, so they're still kicking, still have the arsenal. Bape with the knives might be able to make a big play here if they move towards A, but for the time being, Pugstars putting the aggression towards B for now.
Very nice job here on the attack from Pugstars in the last couple. Can they continue that success? There's a couple players here committed towards B, as you would expect, as that orb gets taken by Derek. Not really close to the Hunter's Fury, though, as that was utilized in the last round. Yeah, I think so. Early, get a frag off the back of that. Sacred gets smoked as the push is there. Comes out onto B. Nobody's really home here, though. So the spike can get planted as soon as it rotates around. It is a little bit slow on the rotation, but should be there eventually. A nice molly, by the way. I don't know where that came from, or like where that lineup was, but it was very nice. It does deny all of the default plant positions, but it's not really effective. As there goes the Seekers, the ultimate from the sky, able to pick something up, and the orbital strike to follow it. But it isn't really netting much of anything. Scratch that. There is frags, but they're all going the wrong way. This Redo left the sole player on this site, 4 health to their name, has to pick up 2 frags, one of which being Bossy, who is also low HP. But Dinya, that's the first. A missed operator shot makes it all the more doable. The stem beacon comes through, but Bossy with the shot, not going to be missing that one. 2 HP versus 4, and the 2 comes out victorious.
And unfortunately, Bossy's location not known, so Redo trying to scout around on that site to figure out where they are, not quite able to get that. So Here's the replay. Missed operator shot really gives Redo the big chance here. Nice little duck out of them. But yeah, not really knowing where Bossy was makes it a bit harder to keep that play going.
This should do. This goes here, that goes there.
Alrighty, well, this is starting to get a little bit too close for comfort if you are Charlotte Phoenix. One player swinging wide. That's Bossy. A little bit careless there. Bape finds the frag, especially considering that Bossy loves that angle as well. Should have been maybe prepared for it. Nonetheless, it is a player advantage as they get forward positions here in this site. But that is such a great setup. The two players backing in just demolish what was the A hold. It's now left to Redo, a Bucky in hand. And Redo says, heck, I'm out of here. Let me get this orb at the very least before I try and commit to this ridiculousness. The plant is actually at B, but yeah, I mean, what is Redo supposed to do here? Little to be done, and nothing can happen.
Yeah, like you said, not much for Redo to do there with the Bucky in hand. And I mean, Pugstars even rotate the spike all the way over to B just to make sure there's no way you're going to be able to get onto that site to get that defuse going. So, match point now for Pugstars. One more round will be able to call up this map there. Charlotte Phoenix do have kind of a half buy. They have, you know, a lot of damage potential, but not too much in the terms of armory health, possibly some utility missing as well. But we see them take some, you know, weird rounds where they shouldn't before, and if they can do it again, they're going to keep themselves in the game for now. Soapy being aggressive with the teammates, pushing up B long, finds one kill, looking for the second. They are able to get it, but Bossy's going to find a trade. That's still in the favor of Charlotte Phoenix. Now Nerf's going to have to try and rotate around. Going to grab this spike and look for the rest of the team. Miniature over towards A. Playing their life. Can't quite get that cage to pop. Sacred finds two, though. All of a sudden, it's just Nerfed, left alone near the spawn.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes those buttons are very sticky. Can't get the cages to pop out. And Cat's Blood with the frag to close things out on Nerf. So still match point here for Pugstars, but there's 4 of them still in the waiting in the wind here. They got another purchase in as well. We are seeing what was an incredible opening to this round, giving Pugstars a bit of a taste of their own medicine, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte Phoenix, they can hit these shots. Like, they're not at all completely out of the running here. I think Pugs are just a little bit ahead of them some of these rounds right now, but Charlotte Phoenix still fighting back every single round that they can. Not going to go out without a fight, but a big push into Hookah Bape. Going to be forced out by that paint can, will get revealed as well. Take a couple shots on the exit. There's a lot of aggression coming towards B. Sacred trying to help out towards Hookah. Finds one, looking for the second, does get a second. Thank you, One Way, looking for the third. Not quite able to find it yet. The Neural Theft will reveal them for now. Being a bit aggressive, pushing around this corner. Should see them. There they are. That's a 3-piece for Sacred. Bape going to find one with the operator as well. And Pugstars haven't even been able to touch the B site this round. That's a flawless out of Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, that's just wonderful stuff right there coming through from Charlotte. They were able to do everything necessary, and that One Way, you mentioned it as well, Jason, so key. Really well done from Sacred, who's leading the scoreboard for the Charlotte side. So we are in a position now where I feel that Pugstars, they need to make a step up. They need to make an adjustment. They've not been quite able to make it work or make it happen in the last couple of rounds, but they do have rifles in this one and a Blade Storm for Dinya, and we've seen how effective that can be, Jason.
Yeah, it can definitely turn around. Sacred going to be revealed through this cage. Bossy's going to push through and get a trade on them this time. Bape trading back with that operator shot, though. Bossy's rocket fuse could be huge. Waiting to get any information, but the fuse is ticking away. Shot won't do too much. Charlotte Phoenix now have to get this retake. 3 players back towards that hallway. Bossy hiding in the corner for now. Soapy predicts it beautifully. Run it back will keep them alive as well. Nerf does find Redo. Caspa trying to get this trade can through the box. Spraying through the smoke. Hunter's Fury.
Oh, Dinya denies through the
Through
smoke.
the smoke.
Close it.
Too easy.
Dinya, beautiful stuff. I mentioned the Blade Storm at the beginning of the round, and well, it came to fruition there at the end. Unsurprising that Pugstars are able to pick that one up, but if you thought that it's over, it certainly isn't. We've got at least one more map to go. That's Ascent, but the problem is for Charlotte Phoenix that they're basically undefeated here, our Pugstars, on Ascent. The map that they took off of T1 was this map, and oh, that's brutal, Jason. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for them for sure. They're starting off on defense, so I mean, Pugstars, we've mentioned it, but what do you got there?
Oh, this it's just a Guru Energy. If you didn't know, we're giving away a whole case of these things. In fact, all you got to do is go into the chat and just type !Guru GURU, and you'll be entered to win. 3 random winners are gonna get a whole case, 24 cans of them. I can tell you from experience, they're pretty awesome, and also entirely free of all the crap that you might find in some other energy drinks, fully natural. They do have sugar still, but that just makes it taste amazing. It has like half the sugar, I think, of basically any other energy drink. For me, honestly, it's one of those things where it just tastes it tastes fine, it tastes good, and then it's like I don't feel crap because I don't get an absolute sugar death after an hour. So I get the positives of all the caffeine without any of the negatives of the outrageous amount of sugar, but it still tastes good. So if you want to get in there, !Guru in the chat. Big shout out to Able Esports and Guru for helping us out on that giveaway.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we've talked about this Ascent map, and Charlotte Phoenix, they're going to have to pull out something fancy here if they're going to be able to take this one home. We've seen, they can hit these shots. They've gotten a couple of good rounds against Pugstars, and if Pugstars is going to play the same way they did on Bind, I'm sure Charlotte Phoenix has the potential to take a couple of rounds off them as well. It's just going to be, if they can string those rounds together, getting the one round every couple of rounds isn't going to do too much for you. You got to be able to string a couple together, put Pugstars on the back foot in terms of economy, in terms of their mental. If they're losing 3 rounds in a row, all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, hold on, make them question themselves. That's how you got to win this one if you're Charlotte Phoenix. If you're Pugstars, I mean, play the way you did when you played that T1 team and, just try and decimate it as quickly as you can. But we'll have to see as we start to move into this. I think we're starting to get this lobby going, get these people joined up, and get agent selection underway very shortly.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something where I'm on the lookout for it. And I think that Charlotte Phoenix, if they're able to pick this up, I will be absolutely blown away. I will love to see that, but who knows? But I do want to let you guys know, whilst we wait for this lobby, that it's not just Hacks, it's not just Guru that's giving away stuff. We have even more giveaways. Able Esports is giving away a $50 Valorant point gift card. If you're thinking, man, these freaking skins are so expensive, and they are, by the way, $70 for a bundle. Ooh. Holy cow, that certainly hurts the wallet. But yeah, two $50 Valorant point gift cards getting given away, as well as GLG giving away 5 battle passes. To enter, all you got to do, type !Giveaway, and you'll get some information, and you'll be entered in to win all of that. And if maybe you are missing the Valorant action on a Saturday, or I think it happens on Saturdays, I'm not 100% sure on that one, but Able Esports, the wonderful sponsor of this Valium qualifier, does run monthly Valorant tournaments that have $100+ prize pool, mostly very much centered around the French Canadian area, as well as they are a French Canadian organization. And you can type !Tournament in the chat to learn more information on that. I got the privilege of casting their first one, actually, and it was a whole lot of fun, a good time, and free to enter as well. So an easy potential $100 dues in the pocket if you want to get your group of friends together and join to enter. I don't think that they're, unlike the Valium qualifiers where you have to be Immortal Plus to even get in here. I think that's open qualification, or like it's open to anyone. So if you have a couple of friends, you guys are Diamond, Plat, you're feeling good, you're feeling spicy, get in there. try it out, see how things go. Remember, that's exclamation point tournament in the chat. But Jason, we are nearly ready to head into Ascent, and what do you think strategically we could be seeing from Charlotte Phoenix? What can they do to try and contend with Pugstars here?
I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I think they're going to have to pull something special out. I don't think they're going to be able to rely on, they're starting on defense. They can't rely on the default setups. Pugstars know that absolutely 100%. Like we said a couple of times, this is their map. Like, they are ready to play on this. They have so much knowledge about it that if you do anything that can be expected, they're going to expect it. So I think Charlotte Phoenix, they got to start pulling some weird plays. They got to keep it fresh, keep it, inconsistent, but in a good way, if that makes sense. They got to switch up their plans. They can't just run the same setup every single round, because Pugstars are going to read it. They're going to eat you alive. If you're going to take these defensive rounds, you got to play it aggressive. You got to keep it fancy with them. But we'll have to see what they have up in their sleeves as they come in. And like I mentioned, Pugstars, you just play it like you know how to play it, and I think you'll be all right.
I think that's probably the case. Like, listen, I hate to be that guy that talks about the stats and just like, well, I mean, realistically, but like, remember I mentioned that they beat T1 on this map. It was 13-6. It wasn't even close. Like, it was a dominant performance. So, and elsewhere, by the way, on Spike GG, they've not lost that map at all out of 7 showings. So it's just, honestly, it's just a matter of trying to put them in a difficult spot. If you're Charlotte Phoenix, you cannot allow for Pugstars to be comfortable here. As crazy as that sounds on a map that they're so very comfortable on, you have to make it difficult, make the map small and force them into corners. Play the most gritty game of Valorant that you have ever played, and I think that you still do definitely have a chance. But it is not their map pick, and they have a mountain to climb as we get into the agent selections here, Jason.
Yeah, if any of our viewers right now are familiar with Call of Duty terminology, you got to play like a rat. You got to play in these weird corners. You got to be unexpected, hard to track down, hard to kill. So we'll have to see how well they can pull off those types of plays, but you see the agents up on your screen right now.
I do like that we're seeing a breach come through from Soapy. I think I remember Soapy playing this breach before. I could be a little bit off on that. It has been all the way back to the Spectral Esports Qualifier, just more than 2 weeks ago now. So my memory might not be serving me all that well. Nonetheless, we're seeing pretty much the exact same composition here. And one thing that I actually noted, despite it being 2 different players, but it seems that Pugstars, they very much don't like to play the Killjoy on this map. Something that is very rare in the last grand finals that I was casting for VCS. Neither team had a Killjoy, and I remember recognizing that and thinking it was very odd. Agent. It's something that these guys Pugstars very much like, and even with a different player, playing on the Cypher, they still electing to go with this Cypher. So clearly some strategies coming around on this map with the Cypher in particular that they just don't feel are quite there with the Killjoy. Killjoy, though, is there for the other side of Charlotte Phoenix, so I'll be on the lookout for that. Of course, the lockdown plays so very key, but Derek has been incredible at pulling out the Hunter's Fury and denying those with that Hunter's Fury. So that's going to be a dynamic that I want us to pay attention to, Jason, throughout this map.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Killjoy lockdown, it can be so influential, but if a team knows how to play against it, if they can kind of figure out where it's placed, there's a couple of default, very frequent placements for it. And if a team like Pugstars, especially on their map Ascent, I'm sure they have a good understanding of where those are going to be possibly placed. So definitely going to be looking out whenever those come through, if Pugstars are able to take them out. But touching on the Killjoy Cypher, I mean, they do similar things in terms of like their gameplay and how they're holding the sites and how they can give you a lot of information and lock certain areas down. But the Cypher, I think, is a bit more mobile than the Killjoy, and I think that might be what Pugstars is going for. We'll have to see how they play with it, though.
Certainly up in the air here at this point. and we'll see how it works out for them. As Charlotte Phoenix defensive setup is favoring over towards the A side. I think just a little bit. 2 players committed here in Garden, and Denya quickly dispatches one of those. I didn't mention, but Momichi, the main player for this roster, was not able to come in for that first map, who is playing the Killjoy here. So definitely be on the lookout for that as the blind comes through. The right click not connecting, though. Sacred, who had a great pistol round before with that frenzy, connects with 1. So the plant goes down, but it's a player advantage for Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of aggression towards trees. Kind of distracts Charlotte Phoenix for the time being. Couple more kills coming through Sacred's Frenzy. Putting in a lot of work. Cass also finding those kills. Bossy wins out that gunfight. The defuse starts to come through from Redo. The paint can will push it off, but he still gets the frag. 3 health. He can dodge away from the paint cans. Beautifully done. Gonna hop on that defuse. And first round of Ascent heads over to Charlotte Phoenix.
That was awful close, to be honest, but 3 HP doesn't matter because close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So we are going to see this one some more. Bossy nearly able to pull off a 1v3. Didn't quite have the gun back out in time. Could have been a great clip for Bossy, but instead it was Redo's as well. So by the way, I wasn't 100% sure, but it looks as if Bape is the player that that is replaced by Momiji in this one. So we are into the second round here, Jason. Punk Stars, they're down 1 already.
Pistol round not able to go their way, but looking to start turning it around. Castblood, though, finds a nice kill on the Ares. Shutting down this B garage plays. Miniature is kind of getting poked out. Denya getting his multiple flashes, able to dash away, though will take some damage on the retreat as they aggressively push forward. The sheriff shot's not going to land. Sacred's going to win out on that one. And it's a 5v3 now for Pugstars as they're kind of split up across the map. 5v2 as Redo's going to grab another one for themselves, looking for a second. Able to as the spray is there. Sacred's going to finish it off in a flawless second round out of Charlotte Phoenix. Not what we're expecting.
Not at all what we would be expecting here. That being said, Charlotte Phoenix with a nice start this time. Not something we were really seeing out from them in the prior game. That's a little bit of a cursed angle we just saw for a moment. That was terrifying. Backs of Cypher's eyes are scary. Nonetheless, we are just awaiting this pause as we are unfortunately having another bit of technical difficulties for, I assume, one of the players. We're going to get that sorted as quickly as we can, but whilst we do that, 2-0 starts for Charlotte Phoenix, exactly what you want to see. If you are number 1, a fan of them, and number 2, a Charlotte Phoenix player, they're really stepping up, really playing well, and the return of that main player of Momiji might certainly be giving them a morale boost here in map number 2.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, you're kind of missing that person, and then they come in for the map 2. They re-rally the troops to say, hey, man, you played a great game. It was 13-9. It wasn't a stomp by any means. Like, you guys definitely played your hearts out. It was this close. Now you got me. Now I'm here, and now we're going to win a sense. So definitely a big motivational boost there for them, but we'll have to see as we go. I mean, there's still a lot of more rounds to go. Pugstar's not looking too hot so far here at the start. Charlotte Phoenix been pulling out the stops here. I think they're switching up a lot of their gameplay. They're playing very aggressive here on defense. They're waiting for Pugstars to come to them. They get the early pick and then they just fly with it. They don't get the pick and back up and continue to play safe. They get that pick and they send it. And I think if they keep doing that, Pugstars might start to read it, but for now it's working.
Yeah, Momiji using the All Might version of encouragement. Don't worry, why? Because I am here. Don't worry. That's all I could think about when you were saying that, Jason. But hey, listen, it can't be effective. Whenever you're down, you're mentally out of things, and you have a player who is, you don't know the reason. Maybe had something going on, whatever it is, or just was unfortunately having some tech difficulties or whatever, definitely can turn the entirety of the team around morality wise. And sometimes it is just that one player who is kind of the go-to guy or gal that is the mental fortitude of the team. It's usually just one or two different players who are that for a team. And so if you're missing that component, it is definitely a big deal. There's no way that you can effectively go through a difficult loss without having that. I call it the glue guy, right? Who is always keeping everyone positive, always keeping everyone in check. And maybe that is Bemidji for this Charlotte Phoenix team. Either way, they've started out well here. It's 2-0. The question will be for me whether or not they can turn that into a flurry of rounds, a continuation, a snowball, if you will, of this great start.
Yeah, we mentioned it before we started here on Ascent. Charlotte Phoenix, they got to be able to string these rounds together. They got 2 so far. Now Pugstars are going to be in a situation where if they lose this round, their economy is going to be kind of down. If Charlotte Phoenix can take this round off of them and continue to put that pressure on with the increased arsenal, Pugstars are going to lose at least 1 or 2 more rounds after that. And then that's when CP really needs to keep the pressure on, keep the gas flowing. But Pugstars, on the other hand, they're not winning these first 2 rounds. Do they buy up for this next upcoming round? Do they kind of just try and backpile that cash, those credits, and then just full send it round 4, round 5?
Well,
it could go either way.
Do they go rob a bank?
Sure, right, yeah. Do they go rob the bank? Do they come back with full Vandals, full armor, every ability? It's a decision they're going to have to make here. And luckily for them, I mean, they get this tech pause to kind of figure that out. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things. This next round, I think, is going to be very influential in the terms of the pace of the rest of it, at least for the half.
Yeah, no, there's no question about it. The opening probably 5 or so rounds, the back and forth, how they go, definitely set the pace, set the terms for the rest of the game. And just so you know, we are still sitting in this tech pause. We do apologize for the delay. We're going to get back into things as quickly as we can. But whilst we do have just a moment, I do want to just say a big thank you to Able Esports, who have sponsored this VAL qualifier. This will be the 4th one. The first was Trade Like Pros, the second Spectral Esports, and Hyperspace Dark. Now Able. That all leads into a huge VAL event presented by GLG and Player Zone that is $2,000 on the line, a huge amount of cash and an incredible pool to try and vie for. The top teams out of these qualifiers are able to get into that main event, but it's not just for the main event. There's $100 on the line today as well, so a lot to play for. And that's some nice. What I like to say is, $100 you split 5 ways. That's a very nice dinner. Definitely a positive thing. To go out, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And if you are a team that's looking to be on the come up, this one, these events, you're a little bit late to the party here. But if you wanted to get into some GLG sponsored events, we have the Pit of Valor every week, Wednesdays, starting at 5:00 Eastern. And so if you are an up and coming team, you want to get in here and try to work at making your way up, then I think that honestly we could be seeing some interesting teams. That's what I always love to see in the Pit of Valor. It's why I tune in week over week.
Yeah, I mean the Pit of Valor. I mean, you don't even have to be necessarily an up and coming team. Like, obviously, yes, that's a great opportunity for those types of players. But you and 4 friends, like, it's a free entry, like $50 on the line. If you win it, awesome. If not, it's still a fun time. You get your name out there, and who knows, maybe that a little bit of experience there, you're a little bit of practice in a more competitive scene. Maybe you guys play together even more. You start to get a little more practice in the comp scene, and then you really start pushing it forward. But regardless, I mean, anyone and everyone is welcome for those. We love to have as many teams as we possibly can. The more the merrier, right? So yeah, if you're feeling like that, definitely come sign up. If you're looking for any more information on all of our upcoming tournaments and just anything that we're up to, make sure you drop us a follow on Twitter at GL Gaming Lounges. Also, our Discord is open. I think !Discord should get you a link there, and yeah, come join that. We hang out in there every now and then. We're trying to constantly keep it fresh, upgrading, and you just get a lot of information on our upcoming tournaments, everything we're going forward with, and our giveaways are also broadcast there as well. So if you're looking for some extra fancy stuff to get on in, make sure you join the Discord, follow us on Twitter, and you'll be updated fully on everything we got going on.
Yeah, and just to note as well that we are doing something a little bit differently today. You're seeing a best of 3 right now, and you're thinking, well, isn't that normally a day 2 thing? Yes, normally that is, if you're familiar with the way that we run our VAL qualifiers. But we took a little bit of a poll. We asked teams what they thought, and they came out and told us, listen, we want to see best of 3s. We want to see a group stage with best of 3s over, just the double elim BO1s. And so we listened. We said, okay, great. Well, let's do just that, and that's what we've done. So you have best of 3s here in the group stages. We're going to be going over those today. Tomorrow we head into the single elim bracket, where I think it's 1 team per group. There was 8 groups, so nonetheless, it's definitely something to note. And if you were confused, I hope we have helped you out. What I do know is that we have reached word that there is unfortunately a bit of a headset issue with one of the players. So we are just waiting on that to get resolved, and we'll get right back into the action. If you are just joining us, Bind went 13-9 in the favor of Pugstars, the much favored team in this scenario, against Charlotte Phoenix. It's now on to Ascent, where Pugstars are definitely favored here on their own map pick, but Charlotte Phoenix up 2-0 in that map, trying to send us into Haven. And I have just received word, Jason, that we are finally back into this game.
Oh, and we are right into the action. The walls drop, and we're ready to move into this. So the push into garage will be spotted out by Cass. A couple drones will cross paths. There's some spray coming from different spots here, and they're just going to play for a bit of information now.
A little bit of information indeed. That info not really netting much of anything just yet, though. Charlotte Phoenix, they are bonusing weapons into this round, remember. So it's not really full rifles or anything like we see on the side of Pugstars. They have gained the entirety of mid control and looking to go through on the split towards B. One player already out there, two committed on this site. It's literally the Sova and the Killjoy trying to find something. That is going to be the start of it. The push coming through. Information gained off the back of that sonar dart, as well as the nano swarms, but it's short-lived, as now the 2 players on the site have to pick it up. The sonar dart going to be finding out 1, but spray is not good enough for Daniel to find the second, but it is Trey's ultimately. Now Soapy on the site. Can he aim? Gets the good shots with the ghost. Bossy falling, or rather Derek falling. Bossy with the return frag, but both players very tagged up. Miniature goes down to Sacred, who had the knives. 2 more go out, but those are missed. As now Bossy looks to pull out the showstopper and gets the frag, but not before Redo shuts him down out of this round. It was awful close, but Charlotte Phoenix, they hold strong.
Such a close round right there. I mean, just a single player left. You can see on your screen right now, Sacred gonna clean up at the end. 3-0 for Charlotte Phoenix. I mean, this is kind of, it's the opposite of what we expected coming into this map. Pugstars, their map pick, they have been incredibly successful on this map. And I mean, I think Charlotte Phoenix, they're just bringing chaos into the mix right now, and Pugstars aren't quite able to deal with that. So it's 3 rounds for Charlotte Phoenix. Pugstars, we mentioned this during that little bit of a break we had. They're forced to kind of hold back on the bias. Couple sheriffs and half armor across the board. And Charlotte Phoenix are starting to rack up those credits, getting those big purchases to come through. So be aggressive with this Phantom. Throwing a couple flashes out, going to peek around the corner. Maybe get a little bit of information for the team. It's definitely looking like an A push. Going to preemptively break the door so they're not going to get shut off from trees if they do get onto that A site. Denya's going to be the first one, knives in hand. Smoke will allow safe passage for now, but Soapy definitely knows a couple people are over there. Sacred gonna be up top. Heaven, the knives will ring true from Denya. Soapy able to trade one out, so it's a 4v4 for the time being. Redo will get smacked in the face with a Sheriff. Miniature gonna back up for now.
Oh, there's a reason this team's called PugStars, is because they pug it out and they win these ridiculous rounds. And that's going to be another commitment of the ultimate Hunter's Fury out, trying to get down a Cast Blood, but it's not quite enough. Does get some information, but Miniature with 2 frags, doing absolutely everything, leaving Cast Blood in a tough spot. Gets 2, making 3 with the right click, but no! The Thrifty confirmed with the quad kill from Miniature. Absolutely incredible that round coming through from both sides, but PugStars win it out.
These rounds are so close. I mean, 1 player left alive 2 rounds in a row. We can see the replay of this up on your screen. Miniature wreaking havoc in through trees. Finds the 3rd there. Cass with the Odin. 19 bullets. Finds 1. Looks for the 2nd. Spray's almost there for the 3rd, but the right click. And Miniature comes out from trees for the 4-piece there. I mean, both those players just on an absolute tear that round, but like you said, PugStars is going to win it out, finding their first round here on Ascent.
Oh man, I need to take a break after that one. I feel like no, there's not quite enough time. Cast Blood does pick up a bit of a tag onto 1 player. I say that, but I don't see any tags actually. I thought he caught 1, but no, not to be. Sacred though does find 1. That's on to Bossy, who has been a very incredible player on this race, but is shut down before it can really even get started. Redo, though, gets tagged up by the Omen of Nerfed. So things not looking all too shabby for Charlotte Phoenix in this one, as the entirety of PugStars trying to look to get aggressive over here. Missed shot from Denya allows for Sacred to find that frag, but it's short-lived. Close range, Momiji with the Bucky, able to take it out, and so it's now on a 1-on-3. Information gained off the back of the sonar, and Cast Blood with the frag. With that, Odin certainly seems to like that weapon, doesn't he?
It's working out for him so far, that's for sure. 7 kills for Cast Blood. Still holding on to that Omen, and I mean, it's CP. They're playing this very well on defense. They're not really falling behind in the trades when they do happen. They may momentarily go in the favor of PugStars, but they're always able to bring it back around in the end. And it's been some real tight, real chaotic rounds so far. It's just I'm not really sure how to describe the chaos that's been going on, really, other than that itself is chaos.
Chaos breeding more chaos, and Sacred breeding frags as it's 2 for Sacred here with the operator in the corners. Should it be able to get out? Oh my goodness, Nerfed.
Wow.
That was an incredible shot. Granted, did have the information gained because of the tag from the Owl drone, but I mean, still, it doesn't really matter. And Nerf now looking around the corner, but a little bit off on the aim. Soapy wins that duel out as the Aftershock and Flashpoint come through on the wall, trying to push Derek into a difficult position, but not going to take the duel is Soapy as the spike has been recovered.
Like in the hands of Derek, but not quite sure where to go with it. If you look at your mini maps, Charlotte Phoenix have shut off all exit points from A for the time being. Denya will reveal themselves with that operator shot. Gonna push up again. Mamiji's there though. Gonna get a headshot for that one. Now it's just up to Derek. Sheriff in hand, but versus the Odin. Not gonna win that one. Cast Blood still rings true with that big old machine gun.
Well, this has been an incredible start here for Charlotte Phoenix. Maybe,
Can I get this?
I mean, is this the caster curse in real time? I don't know. This has been...
It's looking kind of like it.
Yeah, so incredible. I don't even know that I could have expected this sort of start, especially with how PugStars are typically playing on this map. That being said, they've been shut down fairly effectively here in the opening 6 rounds. Now another gun round, though, for the PugStars side, so they can change that now. It's just simply a matter of time as some orb gathering going on here for the PugStars side, and the Owl drone just looking to get out onto A with the help of the teleport.
Charlotte Phoenix left that site entirely open. Mamiji's the only one nearby in trees. It's a free spike plant for Pugstars, and this it's not really what you want for Charlotte Phoenix unless you have some sort of fancy retake coming through. They do have 4 ultimates available. And there comes one. The Killjoy going to push them off A. Bossy able to get 1 kill though before being forced away. Castblood and teammate up on top. Trades coming back and forth. Sacred and Castblood fighting kills. Miniature trading them back. It's 1 player left alive for Charlotte Phoenix, and it's Castblood with the Odin. 30 health remaining, not able to find any kills, so Derek's going to clean it up, and Pugstars going to find a second offensive round here.
An interesting back and forth of ultimates right there. We saw the lockdown then answered by the Hunter's Fury, followed up by the Rolling Thunder. Of course, that was answered by not being on the site, most of those players. Charlotte Phoenix with a great attempt at the retake, but not quite able to pick that one up. And now second round on the board for Pugstars, 2 out of the last 4 of those going their way. But it's been slow and steady, trying to get back into this game. Now, can they solidify this position? Miniature has recovered one of those Odins, the ones that we have been seeing so effective from Castblood on the Sova, but can they use that to equal effect? We will see how that goes, as there's just a bit of a spam battle going through over here at B.
There's just so many bullets just flying through the wall, and no one's even, like, there. Like, the bullets aren't hitting anything. It's just pressure from either side. Sophie can't aim. Will get spotted out by the recon. Dolt trying to keep them away from A for now. The sole member near that site. Once again, going to take that door out of commission. Redo hanging out on the cat. Just going to make sure no one's coming from mid, but Sacred's there to also hold that down with the operator. So CP, a very good setup here. Not really allowing Pugstars much movement on the map. We have to try and find a crack to sliver through or a pick to come through, but Sacred's going to be the one to find the first pick here.
Bossy has been shut down pretty effectively here in this opening stage of Ascent. Now the push comes through onto A. The double flash, good to blind a few, but the missed shot from Sacred will allow for the rest of Pugstars to make their way onto the site. Some shock darts go out in order to control that area of the map. Now the retake looking to come through. That being said, still with the player advantage, it is going to be quite difficult to dislodge everyone that is in prime position. Sacred making it look easy though, as Derek falls. Dinya with another operator of their own, able to pick up the first and the second as well. Nerfed in the back of heaven here. Swinging out is Redo, Momiji as well. Finding frags, the knives were committed from Dinya, but it's not quite enough. And in fact, Dinya is just fully given up of that, not even wanting to get in here. That's interesting, honestly. I'm not too sure about that one, but with 3 HP, I guess I could see the argument for it.
Yeah, 3 HP, definitely trying to keep that operator in hand. They've been having a rough time with the economy. I think that's kind of the main factor, at least from my view. That's something I would just want to save that operator at any cost right now. They are able to get a buy up here, but I mean, yeah, CP, they had that defense on a lockdown. There was very minimal places Pugstars could have the opportunity to get onto a site, to get really anywhere near a site. They were able to get on, but the rotations from Charlotte Phoenix were there. They were able to get the trades that they needed, and once again, they come out on top. Sacred was an early pick on a Miniatures. This aggression is huge. Going through the smoke, finds another. Denya was able to trade it out with the operator. Finds him on the fly. That evens it out. That's massive for Pugstars.
It certainly is. It evens the score, or rather, it evens the player count for both sides. Bossy does have this showstopper online, so be on the lookout for that. Bossy, I feel, has been fairly shut down in this map thus far. A player who's quite incredible on this map, but you have to remember that on Ascent, you know, the raise is just not nearly as effective as like Arena is.
Yeah.
Just by default, because of the character. That doesn't mean that you can't have incredible plays from a from a player like Bossy here. That's not what I'm saying, but it's just a little bit more difficult because of the geometry. That geometry working out well for Momiji, who has recovered this operator that was dropped in mid. As now the rotations come through. It is 2v3. The spike should get planted shortly.
This B site can be real finicky to try and hold it on. You have a lot of spaces to hide, but there's also a lot of opportunity to come and take this site. Denya finds a third redo. We'll trade that out to 1v2. The 4K with the operator gonna throw down the cloud burst. One shot left. Gonna have to hit this. Looking through a smoke. Can't quite see him. He's gonna peek around the corner. And redo wins that out with a headshot. Gonna get this diffuse off. I hope. That didn't. Others, they've got more than enough time.
Man, Denya makes me believe in situations like that, I'll be honest. I thought we were going to see the ace there for Denya in the 1v3 clutch or 1v2 clutch. But not to be. Still, enough cash residually somehow. I don't even know how they have money to buy an Odin in this round. Miniature has one. But it is not ideal for Direct nor Nerf. So I don't know if this will stay. It looks like it will, though, because Denya is going to get a orb, I believe, and pull out the Blade Storm as well. So it's scrappy, but it is there. A purchase for the Pugstar side. 7-2, already winning out the half, and there's the showstopper coming through, but it's too aggressive. Redo finds that frag, and Castblood with the Hunter's Fury able to fish and find one, and oh my goodness, Momiji gets the frag with the bot. Are you serious? Denya on the site, missing all the knives, and what is happening to Pugstars?
I mean, right now it seems like they're kind of just running into bullets. Momiji with a 3-piece there at the end of the round, and I mean, that Reyna ultimate could have been huge, but like you said, a bit too aggressive almost. I mean, just flying in, everything smoked off. You can't quite figure out what's going on, and Redo just gets a perfect kill there.
That's a Raze, not a Reyna, by the way.
Yeah, that's the agent I'm.
Sorry.
Hey, they both know. I'm glad you corrected me. They both start with R. All right, you at least give me that.
Yeah, I know, fair enough.
The Raze definitely goes in with the ultimate. And yeah, I mean, they just kind of got minced apart there from Charlotte Phoenix. So gonna have to pull out something different if your Pugstar Sacred again, hiding back in the corner with the operator. Will dash to safety. No kills this time.
Sacred's playing a very good game at the moment, and continuing to do just that. So PO, that's a very nice aftershock. Gonna force back a couple of players. Able to teleport out though is the Omen. Now going fishing is Derek with this Hunter's Fury on the other side, but once again, not really getting any value off the back of those ultimates, but that you are getting value out of. The sonar dart, much more effective than the Hunter's Fury is for the side of Pugstars, and a forward position here in mid, but it looks as if Momiji is very much aware of this possibility and is looking out for it.
Really the only way that they're holding this B site, but it could be massive. Momiji will give that up as the teammates come for the rotation. Miniature still hiding. Here's a couple around the corner. The Odin's gonna peek, and that's gonna be a kill for Castblood. Momiji finds one as well. Bossy does get the trade over towards the site. Nerf's gonna try and pick up a weapon, but will get met with the Odin. Bossy tries to do the same thing, and it's gonna be the same outcome for them. Another quick round out of Charlotte Phoenix, and Pugstars, they're looking a little iffy here.
No doubt about that one. You know, I don't know if it's just a difference here with the with Valen not playing and Miniature in, and I don't mean to say that Miniature is playing badly, and that's the reason. I just mean that it's just a different feel, you know. You know, with a different player, you're not always going to have the same sort of intricacies set up. The Sacred looks to get aggressive. Could have taken that shot and would have found a frag, but it's tagged on the retreat anyway, down to 81 HP and 12 armor left. But nonetheless, not really much of anything going back and forth here in the early stages of this round.
Redo gets spotted out. Bossy gonna be the entry fragger here. Gonna take out some utility, but Soapy's there. For the time being, they had the advantage. It's kind of swinging back into their favor as Miniature finds 2. Sacred hanging out up near tree will get taken out by Nerfed. Now it's just up to Castblood and the Odin. Is this the same Odin that they've been holding on to for like forever, or have they rebought it?
Surely they've rebought it at this point. It's been so many close rounds, but yeah, 1v3 is certainly a tall task for any player, much less Castblood with this Odin. Doesn't have really a whole lot with regard to the ultimate, but does have a sonar. Sonar does spot out 1, and the bullet hose is able to find that one. Repeat there from the opposing side, not going to be giving up a frag, and Nerf creeps around on the low ground. So an attacker around there, third, finally, for Pugstars at the end of the half, but it was a long, arduous task to pick up, and Charlotte Phoenix very much looking strong.
And if they can keep that same sort of momentum going on to the offense now, we could be looking at a map 3. I mean, they've been very dominant so far in this first half on the defense. We'll have to see how Pugstar elect to play their defensive rounds, and maybe we'll see a similar thing with them being able to hold down that defense very well and not really give Phoenix much of a chance to get any plays to start. But we'll have to see. 6 seconds until the walls drop. Your standard pistol round. Phoenix seem to be set up towards this A site, and Pugstar is anticipating it as they have a couple members here. Gonna throw some utility out. Bossy gets spotted out, but so many players spotted by the dart. Waiting to throw this paint can, looking for some offense. There it goes. It's not going to do too much as everyone's backed away, and Bossy's going to lose a lot of their health for that play.
It's so hard to know where to throw that paint can, and Bossy trying to place it perfectly. I think overthinking it, to be honest. As now Miniature in a good spot, but gets checked. Only able to find 1. Does a well, nothing really to the rest of Charlotte Phoenix. I thought he got a different dink, but didn't actually happen that way. As Nerfed again in another forward position. So Pugstars have really gotten aggressive here, but is it going to net them anything? They're checking it, and Nerfed with a double dink, though, gets tagged down to 10 and eventually traded. So this has been so solid. Charlotte Phoenix playing slow, methodical, and together, always watching the right angles.
Yeah, definitely watching their back anywhere they are, expecting this, aggression to come from Pugstars, and it's worked so well. They're able to get these trades that are keeping them in the round. Any of those flanks could have spelt the end for them, but watching when they need to watch. 20 seconds left, though. They're going to have to push onto the site. Momiji spots 1 up, but doesn't see Bossy. Not able to get that kill, though. Denya's going to find it for them. The 2v2, 12 seconds remaining. The doorway gets taken out by Denya. Spike will go down. Now it's a 2v2.
Gotta creep up on the sidewalk, and Denya with both frags. Really well placed. And listen, Bossy, I'll admit, has missed a couple of shots here, but Denya's certainly not missing some shots today. And that's a 4th round now for Pugstars. Winning that pistol is certainly a way back into this one.
Yeah, that's huge for them. I mean, they weren't able to win the last pistol. Winning this one's going to be a bit of a confidence boost and should allow them to get a little bit of a bonus buy here. But looking at the right side of your screen, we do see the replay of these beautiful shots from Denya. Clean kills there, ducking under the bullets of that second player. Nets them the round. So 9-4 is how we're looking at the start of the second half. Pugstars looking to find their footing, come back in this map.
It's going to have to be a comeback. That being said, still 5 rounds between the two. What an incredible paranoia right there coming through from the Omen. Unfortunately, everybody hides, runs away, so it only nets 1 frag. Now the re-aggression over towards mid is getting all the kills. Just 1 player remaining. That's going to be the Sova trying to pick it up and run straight into a shock dart in the hands of Bossy. Bossy must have heard me mentioning them not having the greatest of games and said, listen, Zach, I got you. Don't worry about it. Good
couple of rounds here out of Pugstars on the defense, and Their offense may not have been that great, but I think they're able to fall back on their defensive holds. Defense is a little bit easier to just feel more comfortable on. Offense, you have to be very variable in your gameplay. You have to be able to adapt to whatever the defensive setups are, but defense, you can kind of predict things a little bit better. You have the advantage of being able to hide. You don't have to worry about the time. So far, so well for Pugstars. Another push towards this A site. Bossy's going to be the first line. Spraying one was the Spectre. Not able to find the second. Castblood's there to trade it out. Soapy trying to be the entry for their team as the spray comes through the smoke once again.
Look at how much commitment there is.
A lot of commitment, not a lot of health for the side of CP after that.
I mean, there was 3 players committed over here for Pugstars at the beginning of the round. There's now an additional player, that being Derek, and everybody for Charlotte Phoenix still over here. It's just a matter of waiting it out for the moment. But like you said, a couple of really nasty tags going out there for the Charlotte Phoenix side of things, and that sonar dart, whilst it doesn't tag anyone, does give some information over that they are rotating out, so we can see the rotations coming around immediately. The Sova, Derek moving that direction, whilst the rest of the team is just trying to find out some info here at mid.
30 seconds left.
Playing it much slower. Nurch hears some footsteps, finds one, looks for the second. One bullet's all that's needed, and one bullet will land through the wall. Castblood gonna fall. But we're back towards the A site as Soapy and Momiji set up this plant. Pugstar's gonna have to rotate through 2 players going through the spawn, the other half of the team pushing through trees.
I don't think that fake was intentional, to be honest. Just kind of worked out that way. Now the push comes in. That's a very well placed fault line, though. Momiji with the first. Still tagged so very low. It's a trade, though, elsewhere on the side of Generator, and now dropping down to Zinnia with the frag. So well placed, well played from Pugstars. They pick up the round, and it was the bonus round as well, remember. So definitely in a good spot here moving forward.
I feel like that really could have been Phoenix's round if that initial aggression towards A didn't lose them so much of their health. Like, there was a couple of kills there that Pugstars got off just because they're one bullet. Like this one here up on the replay. Single bullet's all you need. If that's a full health Sova, I mean, you're not going to get that kill right away. It's going to be a much different round if they're still alive. So unlucky for Charlotte Phoenix there, but well played by Pugstars for sure to come away with that round. 3 in a row for them on the defense, and Derek's going to open it up with an Odin right to Momiji's skull.
Well, that's another great sonar arrow coming through from Derek. It gives over a plethora of information. And Charlotte Phoenix now, what do? They are in a position where they're a player down, and it looks like the answer is pull out a Blade Storm. That certainly can be an effective strategy. And this bullet hose from Derek, not really doing much of anything just yet this round, but there's 4 players approaching this position. I should say 3 players. The blinds are good, as well as the dart to tag him out. Bossy gets one, but it's just a 1-for-1 trade, so not too shabby considering for Charlotte Phoenix here on the attack. This now has to be a retake for Pugstars in a 4-on-3.
They do have the man advantage for the time being. Spike does go down. The Hunter's Fury from Castblood gonna find at least one onto Derek. Shock Dart looking to grab a second. Not quite gonna do so just yet. Shots coming through. Redo with a nice headshot. 2 headshots with the Sheriff. That's gonna change things.
How has Redo gotten into this position so effectively and still has the paranoia? That's so brutal. Comes through now. The spike is ticking away so fast. Dinya has to be perfect, but it's too far gone. So a round out of nowhere. The Thrifty one at that. Castblood falls, but it doesn't matter. A 10th now. Breaking the double-digit barrier is Charlotte Phoenix. And, well, Pugstars, that was a big giveaway.
Yeah, that was definitely not a round you want to give up. had it in their favor for the time being. Got the opening pick, but can't quite hold on to that. 10-6 is how we're looking on the scoreboard right now. So 3 rounds is all Charlotte Phoenix needs to be able to call this map their own. Pugstars looking to stop that right here, though. Some big weapons coming out on their side.
It's been a good setup defensively from Pugstars thus far. Denia gets aggressive, takes down the bot, but no one other than the robot really looking over towards mid. It gives information, though, over to Charlotte Phoenix that they at least played something towards mid. And so that information going to be going into the memory banks. And now, what do? How do you adjust if you are Charlotte Phoenix? They're looking to move over towards this B site. At least 3 of them are, whilst the rest of the team just holds some map control. But this is moving into more of a mid-hit as time goes on, Jason.
Yeah, they're just kind of playing around with it for the time being. Nerfed. Gonna find the first kill of the round towards Soapy. Playing up in trees now. Charlotte Phoenix, yeah, they've been trying to play for some information. Looks like they've kind of cleared out the mid for the time being, so they're going to make this push up. But the Odin through the wall might have something to say about that. No kills to come through quite yet. Miniature hiding out in the corner with the Stinger going to grab one, but will get traded out. A rocket fuse to come through, which will find a trade for themselves as Redo finds the kill. And now it's a 1v3, just Cast Blood. Holding this down, the Odin shot's going to reveal themselves, but not Denya, who's hanging out with the operator. Will find that kill. 7-10 now. Pugstars keeping themselves in it. They don't want Charlotte Phoenix any closer to that match point.
No closer will they get, at least not for the time being. Back onto the stave. That's a brutal economic reset right there. You know, winning a round and then immediately losing a round is certainly a way to go back on an eco. And that's exactly what Charlotte Phoenix are going to have to do. They do have some ultimates online and 2 big ticket ones at that, Momiji and Soapy, with the lockdown and the breach ult respectively. That Rolling Thunder can be very effective at denying area of effect on maps. So we'll see how that goes. Both of those players over towards B for the moment, so that is certainly a good position to utilize either of those ults.
Only the Killjoy ultimate going to be able to be used this round as the breach does fall, but the push towards B, excuse me, comes through. Sacred just a frenzy in hand trying to push forward. Bossy's going to see one, find that kill, looks for the second, easy picks for them. Looking for the third on the spot, and that's a quick wipe. With a nice 3-piece from Bossy there towards that B site. I mean, that's to be expected though, right there, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a save round, to be fair. You know, well played, I think, from Charlotte to get to this position, but they just aren't able to win out the gunfights, and they're not favored in them. So Bossy with a nice couple of frags and a triple kill. And I said, you know, I've mentioned that Bossy is not necessarily having a good game. Somehow I've been very wrong. He's sitting at the top of the leaderboard. So I don't know if I'm just blind or if it's just been a couple of unfortunate circumstances where I've seen Bossy miss a shot. I don't know. But clearly that has not been the case for them in this map thus far. And I do apologize for that one. That being said, no apology necessary for Sacred flying in onto Miniature with that frag. Information gained off the back of that and push on to the site. Working out wonders. Denia caught out with their pants down. Not able to find a frag with that operator, giving one over to the opposition, and Cast Blood with a frag as well. So it's now just 2 players left alive here in a tough spot. The Aftershock going to deny Derek some information once more, and it's all on to Bossy.
1v5, gonna need a full ace to make this one happen. Pushing back through the spawn will get spotted out by Redo, and that's a flawless round from Charlotte Phoenix. Bring them one step closer to calling Ascent their own. Pugstars do have the money in the bank though, so they should be able to get the full buy to come through from this round. But they're gonna have to make some big plays here. They really don't want Charlotte Phoenix to get to that match point. It just puts so much more pressure on you. You're gonna be feeling that in everything you do for the next couple of rounds. So avoiding that for as long as possible is definitely what you want to do if you're Pugstars. And Looks like a bit of a safer play over towards B as an aggressive one from Charlotte Phoenix comes out. Sacred dashing onto site. Can they find this kill? Yes, they can. That's a big flash onto Bossy.
Yeah, big flash indeed. Charlotte Phoenix with a great opener here in this round. It's all about this round if you are Pugstars, considering what is on the line here. We could be going to a map 3. And, well, this is definitely getting a little bit dicey. Gonna have to be the 4-on-5 retake. Lots of ultimates available as well. Hunter's Fury comes out here from the side of Cast Blood, and Cast Blood finds Derek. So Derek going down. Dinian now with the knives out, able to pick up one. Miniature with the frag as well, coming in. Now 3-on-3, but that's the problem. That's the issue. This is so difficult, but no, Dinya wins that out, can now destroy the lockdown before it's even a problem, but it's still a 1v1, and Castblood trying to get out of dodge is not able to get away with it, but the defuse, it's far too late. Dinya not able to pick it up, and that is the 12th round on the board for Charlotte Phoenix.
Man, that was a close one. Just a couple more seconds. Pugstars may have been able to grab that one for themselves. But yeah, match point now for Charlotte Phoenix. A big upset here in map 2. Just one more is all they need to be able to call this one home. We're going to be headed to a map 3 if they win it. Obviously, Pugstars going to try their best to prevent that from happening, but they're not on the optimal buy.
It is certainly not ideal. And such a close loss in the last round, too. It's just devastating mentally and emotionally. But Bossy is saying, let's end this in 2. Gets that first frag as the Rolling Thunder comes through. Soapy off the back of it, able to find a frag. So a couple more players here waiting, but Soapy finds a second, maybe a third, not quite. Dinya is ready and waiting for Sacred to come through that smoke, as it's now 3-on-3. The site is gained for Charlotte Phoenix, but in this all-important round, Pugstars have to retake this.
2 players up on Heaven, the third on their way. Bike is down, so the time's ticking. Ray is going to come through with the ultimate, finds one on the Castblood, finds 2 with the Vandal. That's the third of the round. Momiji last alive, gonna have to hold this down, use everything they have, but they don't have anything, as Derek swings around with that Vandal, grabs that defuse, keeping them alive.
Once more, Jason, it is a position where there's just nothing here that can be given up for the Pugstars. They definitely have got to figure something out. It's just been a great example of where they've looked good here in the second half, but you know, you have to find everything. You have to do everything, and that first half, because of how poor it was, it doesn't leave a whole lot of margin for error. If you are on the side of Pugstars, so. They're fighting it back round by round, but now they're into 3 in a row on match or map point, I should say. It's not quite match point, but could we go to overtime? It sure looks like it's possible.
I mean, yeah, if Pugstars can play the next few rounds absolutely perfectly, like you said, they cannot give anything up. A single pick at the start of a round could be the end of the map. You're going to have to play very smart. You're going to have to be very collected and calm. That's the most important thing. There's a lot of pressure right now, but you can't let that get to you. And I mean, Pugstars, I feel like if there's a team that can do it, this is definitely one of them. They definitely have the skill right there. They're just going to need to tap into everything they have for the next few rounds. And in case you haven't already figured it out, we do have another tech pause. That's why we're back here on the desk. I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but that's all right. So we're working through that again, but yeah, what a close match so far.
We do have a player restarting their game. It definitely is a difficult spot. We saw Momiji, unfortunately, in that 1v2. I don't think it would have mattered, but had a bit of a tech issue, and that's why we are in this pause at the moment. So we're just going to wait on that to get ready. We've had an unfortunate number of pauses here, but sometimes the tech issues come at you fast and furious, and here we are. So nothing to be done. We'll hang out with you here with the chat. We love doing that, and it'll be a good time. So Jason, yeah, if you had to put some cash on it, not that we're betting anything, but if you had to, hypothetical cash, what do you do? What do you do here? Do you give it to Stars to bring it to overtime, or is it going to be a map 3?
It's a tough. This is a tough situation to be able to fully predict. I think I gotta just go as the safe one and just say we might be headed to a map 3. I mean, Charlotte Phoenix, they just need one round. Doesn't matter how you pull it off. Doesn't matter what happens. You need one round. There's so many ways for them to get that round, and there's so many tiny little things Pugstar could just accidentally have happen to them. You know, you just accidentally get picked. You shoulder a corner a little bit too far, and boom, you're dead. There's just so many chances for Pugstars to drop dead and, you know, just make so many mistakes that I got to give it to Charlotte Phoenix. I mean, if they can play it perfectly, prove me wrong, please. I'd love to see a perfect, flawless round for however many rounds we have left until we get through to overtime and such. But I got to go Charlotte Phoenix. Might be able to take it out on this one.
Well, there was a round, a couple of rounds, in fact, against this same team that made me believe in miracles. It was a 1v5 clutch, followed up by a 1v3. So I think Pugstar's taking it too. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
It's probably, I'll say probably misplaced, considering that we have, you know, we're coming up on what, 3 map points. It's already been, already was 4. It was 8. Now 9. So nonetheless, I do think it's plausible. It is going to be difficult though. And you know what? If maybe, for example, you want to get in on the action, we can't get you in the server, but we can get you into some giveaways that we are doing right now. If you want to potentially win some awesome Guru, an awesome energy drink, then you can do !Guru in the chat to be entered to win a full case. 3 different people will be randomly chosen from the Twitch chat. So all you have to do, !Guru. And if you also want to win a pretty amazing sleeve from Hacks, then you can clip any of the amazing action happening on this stream. Go over to Twitter @Able Esports and then use the hashtag VALAM, VALAM, and then you will be able to be entered to win that sleeve, the post with the most interactions. So better be telling your friends all about it. Give them, say, hey, like, give me the thumbs up, give me the heart, the like button over there, the retweet, etc., etc. But the post with the most interactions is going to win that. If you want some more information on that giveaway, do !Contest in the chat to find out a little bit more. And we have another giveaway from GLG this time. Both of those were powered by Able Esports. So that's definitely a huge shout out to them, who are able to help us out with this, number one, this qualifier, and then also with the sponsor swag right there. But in addition to that, if you want to win some $50 gift cards or Valorant point gift cards, then you can type !Giveaway in the chat. That will, you know, let you get in there and make sure that you're able to do that. All of that said, we definitely could be getting into an interesting position here for Pugstars. I did not realize this is a real thing.
Me neither. There's a squirrel with a grenade. Nice. I mean, we've said so many things about this map right now. There's so many potential opportunities for Charlotte Phoenix to really close it out. I mean, any slight misstep from Pugstars could just could kill it, right? I mean, they're just going to need to relax and keep themselves alive is really what it comes down to. You got to play these retakes, you know, if it gets to that point, beautifully. There's so many possible avenues for error here. They're going to have to try and close as many as they possibly can. And that's a very tough thing to do, especially when you know you have to. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh yeah, I just won't die. But when you know you can't die,
Yeah.
it makes it so much harder not to die sometimes. So we'll have to see how they can play this. I mean, hopefully we get through this tech pause really quickly. We're still working on that, guys. Sorry for the delay here, but I mean, Charlotte Phoenix, they've been playing beautifully so far, both on Bind and in Ascent. I know we talked about before this match even started that Bugstars were kind of like the heavily favored team here to win, but
Yes.
Charlotte Phoenix, they are telling us we're wrong.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely showing out, showing that they have that upset potential that we knew they had. Remember, all the way back in the Spectral Esports qualifier, they had a huge upset against last round Save, who is also a VCS winner, also a Pit of Valor winner. Had deep runs in multiple different tournaments. So like, it definitely makes it an interesting precisely what the problem was, but it certainly was a problem. And Charlotte Phoenix able to deny literally everything that we were seeing come out from the side of Pugstars, and they tie the series up 1-1. So we said going to best of threes certainly is something the teams wanted, and this is the reason. Charlotte Phoenix would have been out of here, gone down to the lower bracket, but now they have an opportunity to continue here in the group stage, and you love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. 13-9 was the score line on either map, but a flipped goes for who's going to take that one home. And yeah, I think Pugstars, you said it, they just didn't seem there in the first half of the map. Not quite sure exactly what's going on, in their heads or whatever it may be. But Charlotte Phoenix, they took big advantage of that, completely dominated the first half. And by the time the Pugstars started to come around and ramp things up, it was too late. You're on match point, or map point, I should say. So hopefully they can keep that. If you are Pugstars or a Pugstars fan, hopefully they keep that second half mentality and they keep that sort of momentum going into Haven, and we don't have them reset and flop on the first half again. But we are getting right into the next map. No more time to wait. Haven is what we're looking at. Pugstars will be the defending team for the first half.
Well, it's looking and shaping up to be a late night, so I've got my guru in hand and ready to roll. And hopefully the players do too. I know that Pugstars, we talked about their ascent. This is a good map for them as well, Haven. That being said, we've seen that the past is not necessarily the present. And, well, Charlotte Phoenix have been able to make adjustments, make plays when necessary, and do exactly what they needed to do to tie this series up. So it's anyone's game here, as we're seeing the exact same composition on the side of Pugstars moving in here on the agent selection.
If that jet gets locked in, it will be pretty similar. Phoenix coming through for Soapy once again, back onto that duelist for Haven. So it's going to be a close one. I mean, Haven is definitely a much different play style than either of the maps we've been on so far. Those 3 bomb sites really switch things up a little bit, and it really spreads the defenders out. You're going to have someone solo hold a site. If that's going to be C, if that's going to be A, I mean, you could switch it up every time, right? It's going to be up to the attackers to kind of try and figure out what site has, it's the path of least resistance, right? And try and push for that, and we'll have to see if Charlotte Phoenix can keep their aggression happening on offense, if they can make it work for them. And again, Pugstars, they kind of need to reset, get themselves in the right mentality for the start of this map, and hopefully carry it through for the end.
It's all about mentality, like you said. And Charlotte Phoenix have had a great one throughout this series. Went down here early in the first, brought it back on map number 2, and despite a comeback being mounted by Pugstars, were able to consistently get away with things here. So Pugstars defensively looking for something as they get aggressive here at mid. Bossy, the player to push down, has not really found anything else. Dinya as well to get aggressive. There's one player there ready and waiting, and that's Momiji, who's already found that kill onto Bossy. The right click is connecting a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to really put Dinya too far backward as the spike gets planted here over towards C. That's a little bit of a miss on the Nanoswarm grenade, but it doesn't really matter if you get all the frags. So there's 2 of those already going the way of Charlotte Phoenix in this round, and a tag to move.
Pugstars kind of spread out all across the map. Derek's the only one to find any success so far, but does find their way onto the site. Going to get smoked off by the Omen. Momiji trying to spray through it, but Nerf finds 1 kill behind, looking for a second. The reload from Momiji is going to pause for now. The redo and Cast Blood able to clean it up there in a strong first round from Phoenix.
That was so very close to that defuse. I mean, we're talking a sliver of the bar left to play with. If you are Pugstars, I'm thinking that you probably thought you had it there for just a moment, but fortunately for Charlotte Phoenix, they're able to pick that one up. And so unlike what we've seen in the past here, PugStars electing to invest here defensively, and I think this makes a lot of sense. Whereas before, you know, they've been on the attack and they've elected to play things a little bit differently. But defensively, with these Buckies and Judges, you can play close angles and potentially turn this round on its head for them on this defensive side.
Seems like that's kind of the plan, but Charlotte Phoenix, again, very quick and aggressive onto the site. Redo will get taken out through the smoke as the Judge makes it pretty easy to hit shots. Blind. Miniature tries to find one with the Bucky. Not quite going to make it happen. Momiji's watching the back. Nerfed in an endless battle with the sentry turret there. As kills are once again traded on the other side. We'll find Momiji, though. PugStars now in control of the B site. One player remaining. Denya's there for the trade and the defuse, so they're going to trade rounds back and forth. PugStars going to take the second round for themselves.
Yeah, and I think that Charlotte Phoenix got far too caught up in the player trying to 1v1 that turret in the back. Like, really committed too much of their attention to that direction. And you forgot that there's two other players pushing in on the site and able to pick that up, as well as some well-done utility from both Derek and Denya in general, able to pick that up. So a team effort all the same, but definitely a great round there for PugStars. Is now look at the defense, or the offense, my apologies. They have elected to invest in a far more limited fashion, electing to grab that ult or bud. The Owl drone finds some information. They're probably going to be thinking this is empty, but there's actually 3 players committed, and that's a bit of a problem. One player sitting around the cage. That's eventually found out by Denya off the back of that sonar dart. Denya looking for more with the Sheriff. Can pick up none, actually, is nerfed. And Miniature both pick up frags and a flawless victory for PugStars.
A great job of hiding on the site. Like you said, I think I also think Charlotte Phoenix just had no idea anyone was on the site. You can see the Owl drone right now. Doesn't spot anything at all. So they dash in. Denya is going to find one from the garage. Miniature can't quite find him in the cage. Denya picks up that one. Good job playing their lives, waiting for the teammates to come through, and Nerfed and Miniature are there to help clean up. So a flawless round there from PugStars. Looking like they're a little bit more wide awake this time around.
Well, dropping that pistol around, I thought it might be much of the same, but no, PugStars definitely are here and here to play. Nobody this time committed over towards C as the dash in comes through from Sacred with the Bladestorm pulled out. There's 2 players sitting in this dark cover, though, so depending on what goes down, that might be a way in. Soapy spamming into that direction, finds Miniature, and now the Huntress Fury out for the return. The planter goes down. That's Redo, as now it's going to be the attempt to get the plant down, and it does come through, but the kills are still going the way of the attackers, and in fact all the way of the attackers, because Soapy can't aim, certainly can in this round, and ties it right back up.
Very close, quick, chaotic round again from Charlotte Phoenix. They made their way onto that site, and PugStars had a hard time trying to coordinate a retake. I think they had no idea where anyone was on the site. So as soon as all the smoke dissipates and they're able to push forward and start looking, no one was looking in the right place, and they just get kind of pieced apart there. So beautifully played out of Charlotte Phoenix. A very, very close final map here, 2-2, as we move into the 5th round.
Denya does have an operator online, and, well, okay, Derek, that's disgusting. Soapy was trying for that ult orb, but gets destroyed off the back of it. That wall not saving them for that. So it looks like the rest of the attackers creeping up over here towards A. It will be the first A hit of the game, should they push this direction.
Slow and cautiously as they move forward. Miniature has that camera up, so could be very useful for some information later as you see them peeking A short. Smoke there for now, so not quite able to see anything through it. Momiji hiding in the corner. Sacred has finally made their way further down along, can watch over heaven as the rest of the team pushes up.
There it goes. The opening frag, or I should say the second frag, is Nerf finds that, but Momiji quick on the trigger to trade things out. The bots coming through, having a bit of a battle, but Castblood wins out the war. Bossy TV with the trade, but it is just trades, and oh my goodness, Bossy, that's disgusting. Just Goomba stomps him onto his face against Momiji. Now just one player left, but unfortunately it's a missed shot there on the site, but 15 seconds remaining. It's going to have to be the push here from Sacred. Gets up on top of the boxes. Denya's ready for it, gets out of there, but able to try and do something here. 4 seconds left, has to stick the plant to Sacred as gets that plant down, but it's going to give the opportunity for Denya to swing right back in with this operator, but it gotten out of that sight line, and Sacred recovering a Vandal now makes this very much favorable for Sacred, but back onto the site. The Blade Storm committed, coming out of the site, has the peak, but not the frag. The Sacred, the 1v2 clutch king here on Haven.
Absolutely nutty. I mean, 2 jets with the operators flying back and forth. I was kind of expecting Denya to drop the operator as well. There were so many weapons down by their feet, but trusting in this shot. Fortunately not able to hit it there at the very end. I think they were actually hoping to get up on top of those crates with the knives, but not quite able to get the updraft all the way up there.
Take flight.
But what a close round. Phoenix gonna pull ahead once again, breaking up the tie.
Just trading rounds here at this time. PugStars and Charlotte Phoenix, an awful close series. A slight investment into this round, not too much that they won't be able to buy into the next. Denya with a jitter peek, able to find some information over towards mid, as the rest of the defense just rotates off the back of that info. The push coming out onto B with Sacred opening things up.
Spike goes down, the alarm bot gonna bring up in the air, but Soapy most definitely proving they can aim for now. Bossy pushes through. Nerf's gonna find the kill. Not able to hop that defuse quite yet, despite the smoke covering up the exit. Nerf has a good read on Momiji, but not able to finish the kills. Now it's just Bossy, Bucky in hand. Not able to find anything as Castblood pulls up. Almost a flawless round out of Phoenix, and again, PugStars kind of dropping the ball a little bit in these rounds. Granted, they didn't have a full buy, but they still just don't seem to have much of a coordinated plan some of these rounds.
Well, I actually would disagree with that. I think they did have a very coordinated plan in that round, but like you said, they just didn't have any guns. They had a couple of pistols, a Bucky or two, and that was it. So, you know, there's not all that much that you can realistically accomplish with that weaponry. So, unless, of course, there's a pretty big mistake coming through from Charlotte Phoenix. They don't give anything away, and here we are. A full gun round operator for both jets in this one, as Castblood does get a tag. Run it back invested. That's by Soapy, and somehow finds Nerfed through that dark cover. Really well done. Is not going to be able to do much of anything else, but it's still a player advantage now for the side of Charlotte Phoenix, as everybody gets out and goes back to defend this fight.
Redo teleporting all the way over towards A. Gonna try and rotate through to pick a pinch up. Denya finds one down along with the operator, trying to get another one through this line. Not able to. A miniature. It's gonna find both players back there. Momiji finds one from Garage. Will get traded out immediately. The defuse all this time has been going down. Derek gonna stick it. Redo peeks for possibly an exit frag, but not gonna find one.
You know, I like the idea there from Redo. The problem is he was just so far away that it realistically would have already had to have been a one round or a round very heavily in the favor of Charlotte Phoenix for that flank to come to fruition in time. And especially the fact that both Momiji and Redo were flanking. You can't have both of your alive players on the flank. That is how you lose the round, and indeed the round going the way of PugStars.
And you're looking for an opening pick. We'll find one onto Soapy, looking for the second. Derek's gonna grab it. Oh my goodness, they're picking them apart from this long. 3 kills going their way. Denya still trying to find another. Derek's gonna find it. Will get traded out. The shot's not quite able to hit from Denya. Trying to pre-aim, and all this time nerfed. Pushed up behind. And that's a quick round for Pugstars for sure.
And that was a gun round, I'm pretty sure, for the side of Charlotte Phoenix. I think they had purchased it. No, it couldn't have been. I must be mistaken. Unless they had, no, they probably had money for the double buy. Nonetheless, regardless of what it was dominant from Pugstars. And Charlotte Phoenix, they need to go back to the drawing board. Clearly, that fast, aggressive take towards one site doesn't work if there's more than one player committed there for Pugstars. So, do you go back to C? Probably not, considering there's currently 3 players committed over that direction. These setups have been very dynamic right now for Pugstars, and we'll see if they can continue to make adjustments here throughout this half.
Push towards B comes through. Soapy's the entry, able to pick up 2. Bossy and Miniature will fall. Redo trying to get the spike plant, but the Hunter's Fury will push them off right into Denya's crosshair. Derek finds 1, finds 2 with the Hunter's Fury. That's huge. Gonna clear out the B site for the time being. Now Momiji and Sacred gonna have to try and get back towards it.
What?
Momiji gonna drop the ultimate to try and force them off. Able to pick off Denya as they rotate through Derek. Pushing into garage to get the trades, trying to pre-fire, able to get the kill, and will stop the ultimate.
Oh my goodness, now it's on to Derek. 1-on-1. What a play from Derek this half and this round. That sonar dart not going to tag anyone. Sacred playing close by, but misses the shot. Derek with the frag, the 4K in the round. And Derek, what an incredible Sova player, has just been able to find multi-frags with that Hunter's Fury, and then the 1v2 to close it out.
Beautifully done there. You can see it coming up on your screen right now. The start of the round definitely in the favor of Charlotte Phoenix. And Derek's going to start to swing things right there with the Hunter's Fury. Such a beautiful usage of it nearly every time they pull it out.
Just seems as if Pugstars in the last 3 rounds have really just had the read of Charlotte Phoenix. Even in that 1v1, it seemed like Derek was just not losing. You know, it was one of those situations. And Denya, once again, getting aggressive over here, finds a frag onto Redo and gets away with their life. You just cannot be allowing Denya to get frags playing solo like this. It's so frustrating.
It's a real tough thing to combat. I mean, Phoenix sent a lot of players towards A the couple rounds ago, and that didn't work out at all. So regardless of how many people of Pugstars are there, they're not winning on that A long, so they're shifting completely across the map towards C. Sacred might get picked from the right, checks it, but doesn't quite check long enough. As Bossy picks up that one. Now it's Momiji's turn. You know they're there, but you still don't win that fight. 15 health for Bossy, finds 3 before the shock dart from Castblood takes them out.
Dude, I mean, Bossy is on a heater at the moment, along with Denya, by the way. I talked about those 2 players in the lead up to this game. That's definitely the 2 that you want to be on the lookout for. Granted, that round was an eco. So as we take a look at this play once more, you can understand that this was not full rifles that were not able to trade that. It was the half buy. But 6-4 the scoreline here. Pugstars, they have got 4 in a row now, the most rounds in a row of this game thus far.
Take flight.
See if they can keep it going. Looking for 5. Castblood's drone will get a bit of information that there's at least 1 or 2 people over towards C. But then you're holding this long with the operator. It's going to be a tough push. And now Soapy's stuck here. That angle is held the whole time. Not going to be able to get out of there. And I think they realize that.
I really love that Denya is just everywhere at the moment with this operator, Jason. It makes it so difficult to play against because you have to play as if the operator's everywhere. And that's exactly what they're doing. But the problem is you still aren't shutting Denya down.
The operator is everywhere, but they can't combat it. Gonna smoke off C-Long, and that'll combat it for now. The run it back comes through. Stilpy pushes to find an empty site. No one there for the time being. The rotation all the way over comes through, and Sacred's gonna actually pick off Denya, which is huge. The operator now out of play for Pugstars.
No charges.
Nerfed and company looking to get onto this site. It is going to be a bit of a timing, trying to find it. Sprays through. Bossy with a well-placed bazooka shot. Going to be taking one out, but Soapy with a frag gets the heal as well. Paranoia comes through, and as well as this Hunter's Fury, but Castblood just walks around Bossy. Nobody knows quite where they're at, and that's the defuse from Bossy.
Out of charges.
Clutch indeed. The Hunter's Fury just kind of swept across them a couple times, but you stick it because the pros don't fake, and that's another round for Pugstars, making it 5 in a row. 6-5, they finally take the lead. And the weaponry back in the hands of Charlotte Phoenix, but doesn't seem to be making much of the difference here. I mean, even with the full rifles kit, Pugstars are just kind of coming ahead of these rounds.
Yeah, they certainly are. It's been, I mean, that's a great example of where, you know, Charlotte Phoenix, they made the right play on the server, with the frags at least, you know, mechanically, but then they just didn't realize that Bossy was still defusing, and so they lose the round off the back of that. This one, though, on to Denya, able to find the first. Coming through that smoke is Sacred, returning to favor from last round, and Bossy on to redo that defuse, coming through early days once more. That smoke is going to be fading at the worst, not ideal time, and Bossy misses the Roomba coming through. So it's going to be a little bit of whiff utility here. Now an opportunity as Miniature finds a frag here flanking mid, but it's not going to work out all that effectively, as it's just a one player left, nerfed in a 2 versus 1. What can you do? And it answers nothing at all, because Soapy is able to find that through the side of the wall and get the frag.
Nice little peek just through the corner of the smoke there, but it's completely tied up at the half. It's the first time I've seen this in a little while. Both of these teams really giving it their all here. Just a corner of that smoke left.
Incredible stuff here. Pugstars, they look so strong for the entirety of that, or I should say the second half of the first half. Is that a real thing? Whatever. But dropping that last round definitely makes it, you know, very doable for Charlotte Phoenix into the second. So now onto the defensive side. Their composition is much better here defensively, I believe. So this should be favoring them at least slightly.
Aggressive push towards B here. Gonna start the plant. Will get finished out, but a lot of damage to come through. Castblood gonna take down Nerfed at the end of that. Gonna fake the defuse for now, as Pugstars have fully backed up towards the middle of the map. Just gonna throw a lot of utility that way. It's again sticking the defuse, but Derek's gonna hit him through the smoke. Now the push comes through. Soapy and Chaos gonna find kills for themselves, back up to start that defuse. And no one's left alive to stop them.
Well, a nice start from Charlotte Phoenix. They pick up that pistol round, so once more. I feel like that Charlotte Phoenix has been quite successful on the pistols this series, something that's definitely allowed for them to stay in this. They had what?
I think they won the majority of them.
They had one on Ascent in both here, so that's definitely the majority, regardless of the other two, I think. Either way, a nice position to be in if you're a Charlotte Phoenix. So what do you do here? Defensively, you have to contend with this force buy, but is it really that effective? We'll see. A Bulldog out, I have to wonder if that's the right play here from Pugstars.
They're going to have to force onto the site to make it work. Soapy sending these flashes out. A lot of players get flashed up with that, and that's a double with the Stinger. Looking for more with the hot hands. Can't quite do it. Miniature trades back with a couple of their own burritos here on the site as well. And it's just 5 health for Miniature, the Bulldog. The best weapon on the team, but I mean, Whew, it's a tough mountain to climb right now with 3 people still hunting you down. And I think they're just gonna try and play their life, save that Bulldog.
Yeah, with 5 HP, it's just so very difficult. And you see through the wall, you've got a little robot up there that can do just enough damage to shut you out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even need to shoot because Redo is there for the frag. So not working out in the favor of Pugstars, that force buy. Again, I really just don't love that there. It seems a little bit desperate. And I'm just not quite sure what the plan was.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either. I think it was just an aggressive full send towards A, and you hope that with the Bulldog entry you can make something happen, but not quite the case. They're kind of doing something similar. Again, Miniature, the only one with this long range. They're going to try and make this C play work.
Sorry about the issue with that overlay. We got it fixed now. Apologies. It's tied 7-7. We are very sorry about that. But nonetheless, the reinvestment there coming through defensively, and Sophie with the first frag. They're going to pick that one up through the dark cover. Nerfed, on the other hand, does find a frag with that Sheriff up here in the garage. One more potentially getting lined up, and does just that. Omen on Omen action working out very well, and Derek on the fadeaway does get the one, or I should say Derek not on the fadeaway. That was Dinya fading away trying to get the frag, but Derek follows up very well with a double. So this round didn't look all that great for Pugstars, but they have turned things around now. And Charlotte Phoenix is left in a 1-on-3. Can Momiji even do this?
Going to be a little bit easier, seeing as Pugstars, every member is below half health, so fast-firing weapon like the Spectre could make it a little easier, but never mind. Derek just needs one shot right to the dome, and Momiji's going to drop, so Pugstars going to take the lead back 8-7 now as we move into the next one. So it's their first round in the second half, and a pretty clean looking one at that.
Very clean looking round right there. Yeah. I can say that I've not loved the purchasing decisions coming through for the Pugstars side necessarily, but they have a bit of a slight bonus, I should say, to this one. Coming in, Charlotte Phoenix, they have repurchased weapons, so it would have been their bonus, but not to be.
Spray through A long. The drone makes it through A short without spotting anyone, but they know that the A long is a spot of contention right now, so you can see a couple players on either side kind of shouldering around that area, trying to get an early pick. Denya's made it all the way into the garage. Does get spotted on the cross. Paint can will clear out the balcony area here. Denya's free to now move up and looking to push towards this C site. The Hunter's Fury comes through. Will it find a kill? Derek has been so good with these before. We'll hit a tag. No kill to come through, but some good information.
Momiji, a bit more than information, gets a kill with it. As the rest of the attackers looking to push towards C through the garage. One player out. They give the information away to Momiji, but Dinya's good for the frag. Spectre working out wonderfully and recovers the Phantom. So it's an even trade here, as Caspla just trying to spam through that box. Is not going to be doing that very effectively, though, as Derek still has plenty of health. To run it back, utilized now. It's going to be a matter of time. And Kenny picks it up. Yes, Derek gets one, and that's all that matters. Gets traded by that run it back, who is now gone back. Bossy with a kill, a nice little headshot, spamming through the dark cover once more. And a difficult spot now for the defense, and Miniature with a double, despite Redo's heroics, is able to pick that up in the favor of Pugstars. So Pugstars, they have responded to Charlotte Phoenix with two of their own, and they are looking very solid here now in the second stage of the second half.
Yeah, that was two pretty clean rounds from them. I think they're starting to find their groove again. We saw them go on a nice little 5 streak earlier. 2 in a row now. Could start to increase this even more as Charlotte Phoenix are now forced on a save round. Going to get a couple sheriffs for themselves, but Pugstars, it's their round to lose this time. Could be moving into double digits here.
Certainly could be. We'll see how it goes. Lack of cash available here for the Charlotte Phoenix side of things. Soapy closed by. That neural theft is not quite enough, and Soapy with a double kill makes it look easy. Now is going to have to be the return here for the rest of Pugstars. Derek looking the wrong direction, gifting Momiji one more kill. It's 2 on 2 now, and this is just very, very sloppy stuff right now from Pugstars as the Charlotte Phoenix are in it. They have 2 players coming from different directions, trying to look for it. One comes out. Dinya ready and waiting, coming around the corner. Momiji wins that fight. Bossy, though, the sole player left, runs out of bullets, and Momiji with the frag gets a triple kill, and Pugstars fall against an eco. Charlotte Phoenix are right back into this thing.
And Pugstars, I mean, I think the reason they lose that round is there was so many occasions that they had multiple members watching the same angle, and that allows someone just to come up from the side. Like we saw Momiji get a kill as that sheriff. Here's the replay of the end of the round. You can see right here. Daniel watches this. Teammate starts to watch it, so they turn around. Misses that shot right there.
Oh,
so close was the ammo there. A couple more shots could have been around for them.
Yeah, and running out of bullets is definitely not ideal either. Looks like it's going to be a reinvestment for Pugstars, though, nonetheless. Granted, a little bit less than ideal because Dinya is going to be forced to pull out that Blade Storm, though I don't know if that is necessarily anything that gives them a disadvantage considering how effective Dinya is with that Blade Storm. Though it is the first frag, Sacred going to be picking that one up with that operator.
There's Fury. Not going to be too useful here this time. Then you still have the knives kind of just waiting at the front of the B site for that smoke to dissipate, but no one's on the site itself. They're just watching from the sides. Redo has a nice angle if anyone were to enter in. If Denny decides to approach, could be dangerous for them as the rest of the team's kind of pushed up towards this A site right here. You see Miniature in A short able to get on.
Cage triggered.
Will cage out Heaven. Spike comes through the alternate. Hunter's Fury this time casts. Only a tag to come through for this one.
Spike planted. 4 on 5 now. Bossy in a very exposed angle, and that is going to be a key lockdown. Dinya could have been the key player, and in fact did destroy that lockdown, but the frags are going the other way. It's going to be difficult to respond. Bossy with one off the back of the showstopper, and Derek with another. Puts this into a much more winnable position, tries to get the reload in, but it's not quite enough. On to Bossy, and elsewhere Momiji finds the kill as well. So it's going to be Pugstars falling once again, 2 in a row for Charlotte Phoenix. And this is starting to look a little bit dicey because I don't think Pugstars has any cash.
Gonna have enough.
Oh, they do.
For one more.
No, saving maybe. Yeah, saving. That's what I thought.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're gonna half buy. Mostly save that cash though. On the side of Phoenix, they're definitely gonna want to buy up after those 2 in a row. Yeah, this has been a very, very close map through. You can see the rounds going back and forth. That big 5 streak from Pugstars has not been able to be replicated in the second half because these teams are just trading a couple at a time, not really giving one too much of a lead before they bounce back. But again, another push towards this A site pretty sneakily. A lot of members in through A short. Denya waiting for the approach. The A site is basically wide open for them as they push forward now. Only the Phoenix hanging out back towards their spawn will hear the spike start to be planted and call for the rotate.
Can we see another thrifty victory here in this game? We've had a ridiculous number of those from both sides. Able to pick them up at opportune moments. The utility coming through. Paranoia out as well. trying to find something. Soapy does use that run it back. It's not able to find anything. And Bossy and Miniature, Bossy as well, coming up with another. The utility all coming up huge for the side of Pugstars, leaving it in a 1-on-4, and now done. Bossy with the triple kill just claws Pugstars straight back into this game.
Great kills there. I mean, a very aggressive retake out of Phoenix and Pugstars. They just had a good amount of crossfires. A lot of utility, as you mentioned, was being used. Gave them the leg up there, and so they're the first one to reach double digits. Still anyone's game, though. I mean, Phoenix going to save this round, so that should, in theory, give this over to Pugstars, putting them at 11-9. But then after that, Phoenix going to be able to rebuy, and we've seen that they're not going to let Pugstars run away with it as easily as they have in this in the second half, I should say.
Secret looking for something. With that Blade Storm, has somehow been able to get rid of that entire Hunter's Fury. More utility coming down, making it very difficult for the entirety of this side. In Miniature with 3 frags on the opening of the site. Dinya appears to know that there's a player coming up through that dark cover. Has not spotted them out just yet, but that is going to be the sole player left, and in fact has to just take that on the chin to Soapy. So can heal with the utility, but would give away the position as well. So granted, to be fair, it appears that they know exactly where he's at anyway. Either way, Pugstars, what a great round to respond. That was I think the opportunity for Charlotte Phoenix to really make their mark. But now I'd have to think Pugstars is favored to finish this out and close it out in 2-1.
I think I have to agree with you at this point. I mean, it's going to be 11-9. A flawless win out of them here. Everyone's going to keep all of their guns. Soapy just going to die to the spike there.
Wants to get the extra cash. You survive, you only get a 1,000 crit, so dying is ideal.
Big brain plays there. So I mean, that just goes to show the Phoenix, they are trying to get every part of the round that they can, right? I mean, going for every bit of credits that they can get right there. Not wanting to give Pugstars anything that they can. That's going to allow a full Vandal, well, not full Vandal, but full AR setup, I should say, for Phoenix here. And Pugstars fully kitted out as well, making a very quick, aggressive push towards A.
Careful now.
A push has yet to net anything just yet. Bossy with that room, but able to clear some angles. But look at the rotations. There's 3 players committed towards A now. So, and there's really just 1 player that's being Bossy over here for the attackers. So that is how scared I think Charlotte Phoenix are playing at the moment. There is, 1 player playing aggressive, and it pulls 3 rotations. Now rotations going the other direction as the rest of the Pugstars roster move out towards C. But there's a lot of players committed here in the side of the garage. Miniature denying Sacred, but it is quickly going to be dispatched. It's left on Dinya, who just gets 1 frag before Redo is closing things out with a triple with the help of Momiji.
I mean, those rotations were so quick from Phoenix. I think, like you said, they were a little bit scared. They saw that aggressive push towards A and immediately called everyone over. Pugstars recognized that. They said, nope, this is not the place we want to be. Going to rotate across the map, but as they're doing so, Phoenix, they get that information, and as soon as they have any sort of idea that A has been given up and they've rotated across the map, everyone is on their way there. And a great retake from them. I don't think Pugstars expected the retake to come that quickly, and they weren't fully prepared for it. So kind of got pieced apart there, but they're going to give it another shot, playing a bit slower this time.
Yeah, and a key round for Charlotte Phoenix to win right there, though that is a key find from Bossy, who is able to find that kill as well as pull up that showstopper. So this could be yet another opening. That being said, 3 players once again committed this direction, and Sacred with the operator, one of them able to take down Bossy off the back of that aggression. So the entirety of A being evacuated here for the offense as they move back towards C. A bit of a repeat in that round as the alarm bot is triggered and information now gained here for Momiji and Charlotte Phoenix as the push comes through.
Made their way onto the C site. Momiji's ultimate will be dropped. Still going to stick around for the plant, though. Now they're going to have to retreat. The teleport from Nerf comes right into Redo's crosshair. Sacred is going to hop on that defuse. A lot of long-range potential damage here, though, from Pugstar. It's going to force them back off of it. The shock dart going to find Sacred there. Momiji through the smoke. Miniature as well. Cast on that defuse will stick it and will make it happen.
Oh, that's so frustrating. If you are Pugstars, it's all tied up once more. 11-11. And honestly, you have to start to wonder, right? You know, those couple of rounds, yes, your economy is a little bit poor here for the Charlotte Phoenix side because of all the players going down, but you both have a bye here, and this is the fight for round number 12. Could it be a closer matchup at this point? Charlotte Phoenix coming out in a new roster, able to try and get a big victory. A huge upset this would be if they were able to take Pugstars out here in the group stage. We'll see how it goes. And Charlotte Phoenix, they're still defensively looking to try something. A little bit less cash available, and like I said, so Cast Blood going to be on to just a judge, but we know how effective that can be, Jason.
Especially sitting in this close garage corner, if Miniature pushes up, could be met with a lot of damage real fast to the face.
Yeah.
It's going to have to play it slow for now, as the entirety of Pugstars seem to be doing so as well. Everyone kind of very scared to make the first move. The first pick going in the wrong hands could be devastating, and there it is, Cass. Gonna find one with the judge. Immediately the drone goes out as Momiji finds another. They will spot one more player towards the middle of the map. Denya's an operator here trying to hold the push from garage. We're back to a bit of a stalemate as only 3 players of Pugstars are left alive. Phoenix just playing very safe. The push comes through. Momiji finds one, sprays for the second through the wall. That's 3 this round. Denya not able to get away as Castblood finally pushes out of garage, and a flawless round there from Phoenix is huge. We said that was a big turning point for the round, and to have everyone stay alive is even bigger.
Yeah, and well, here it is. Once again, Pugstars up against it. They just have one round to win, though, to get to overtime. That being said, a round that is going to be difficult, especially with Momiji playing this well. That double spray down to close the round out. So key. And now, what do? I mean, you have weapons, but nothing's really been working here in the last couple rounds for Pugstars.
Like the call towards A comes through. Sacred, though, with that operator going to watch the long. Finds one Miniature and crew pushing through. Bossy finds one with the ultimate. Miniature trying to find the second, but Bossy's got it themselves. No worries. 4v3 now as the plant comes through. The Hunter's Fury to come through. No kills quite yet. The third one going to go a bit wide. So a lot of damage being done to Pugstars. Half health for majority of their member. Not half health, but a little bit less than full, I should say. Miniature finds one with the operator themselves. Cass up top will jump down. Finds one with a shock dart, but will be traded out immediately. Redo on the flank. Gotta make this quick. Gotta make it happen. Finds Denya, but not able to secure the shots. And it's tied up 12-12.
Switching sides.
We're going overtime here in the first best of 3 of the group stage of this Table Esports VAL qualifier. And, well, overtime is the time in which Pugstars shine. That being said, Charlotte Phoenix has stepped up in every single way this series, have made adjustments, have definitely been the underdogs and stepped into that role with style. So I don't think there's any way they're out of it at this point, and they haven't been out of it this series. So it's fitting that we are going down to the wire here, 12-12.
Absolutely, these teams definitely performing incredibly well. Pugstars still giving it their all. May not have been their best performance so far, but they're not letting that affect them too much. Phoenix will drop for the first kill as Miniature does find one. Bossy pushing in towards garages. One player to the left. Soapy. We'll see them jump up. Boom, right to the side of the face. Going to push up immediately. Miniature finds the spike planter. Holding the same spot Momiji did, but not able to find quite as much success. It's Derek's turn to try. Switches to the pistol, but can't quite find that one. It's a 1v2 for Cass. One player in front of them, one player to the side.
I do seem to have a good idea that one player is flanking. Is probably a pretty good assumption considering the way this round has played out. But already tagged down to 60 HP, no armor, and nerfed. Well placed, bullets to the face. Cast Blood falls, and it is a 13th round now for Pugstars. They retake the lead here. And it is, once again, match point here for Pugstars. Something they haven't really seen a whole lot of the last couple of games, but they've brought it back. They have recovered here after losing losing a couple in a row to give Charlotte Phoenix the match point and then returning the favor.
Two streak for Pugstars, looking to make it 3 and close it out. Boss is going to find an opening pick. Sacred pushing up aggressively. Will find one on a Miniature. Going to back up while they allow the Phoenix to push up. Nerf's going to meet them as they grab the spike, but will actually get timing to move away. Soapy still pushing up on this backside as kills go down towards the site. The 2v3 Soapy on the flank. I don't think Pugstars know about this. No one's really looking that direction. Might be able to stop the spike planter. Does. Denya will fall. The wall goes up.
What a tense situation. There it comes. Bossy trying to utilize the ultimate, but it's not enough. Sacred with the ultimate of their own, but Derek wins the fight, but it's Soapy to send us to another couple of overtime rounds. It's tied up once more here. Pugstars, they fall. Oh my goodness.
Switching sides.
Run it back for a little bit of style points there at the end. Why not? Man, this would not have been a closer series as a whole, really. But 13-13 for a map 3 is action-packed as you can get it. Interesting pickup here is Denyo's operator, no armor. Miniature was the Odin. The rest of the attackers just kind of hanging out on the basic AR setup.
Man, this has certainly been an action-packed series, and it's continuing to provide here in the latter stages of map number 3. Pugstars back defensively somewhere they have felt comfortable. That being said, the push coming through very much aggressively onto B. Sacred with the opening frag has been doing that so consistently, getting those opening frags over the top of the smoke. Does Dinya find Cast Blood though? And this Odin just spamming away. Miniature, Bossy, both finding frags, and Derek able to find one with that shock dart in the corner. Leaves just one, and it's a nice round, very easy looking there for Pugstars, and it's another match point.
Well done by Pugstars. The aggression towards B was equally met.
Switching sides.
The Odin really just put a lot of pressure through the middle of the map, just spraying, keeping the heads of Phoenix down while they try and move in to secure the site. Do so beautifully. And again, like you said, back to match point for Pugstars. They need one more. They can call this one their own. Back to the assault rifle setup. Or I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's been a journey here, is what I was going to say. And, well, Sacred, another operator in hand, someone who's been incredible here over towards long A, continuing to play that position here defensively this time for Charlotte Phoenix. Redo close by here in the garage. Another great setup here. I've really enjoyed the defensive setups for Charlotte Phoenix. Very intelligent. And it looks like we're heading back towards B. At least 2 players, both the star players, Dinya and Bossy, both just trying to find out some information, but eventually electing to go elsewhere. That's going to be Miniature just baiting out that shot from Sacred. The repeat, though, is there, and Sacred wins that out. Tries to find another, but dashes away with their life. So 4-on-5 now. Pugstars are down, and Bossy somehow catches out Redo. I thought Redo had the drop, but no, not to B. That's so beat. Waits on this site, now equalized.
Aggression definitely towards the right side of your map so far. You can see Pugstars starting to rotate over towards that C area. I think they've recognized the majority of the setup from Phoenix is holding these A and B sites.
30 seconds left.
So they start this rotate cast, but still holding this B site. Make it into a gunfight here. Bossy's going to win that one as well, but Sacred trades it out on the other side. Still equal in terms of lives for these teams. Soapy trying to get a wrap around here. Bossy once again may have read this one beautifully, but not going to win out on that one. Mimiji's going to get it. Denya now has to hold the mid from the other side. Sacred's operator is going to find a third one. Denya with a beautiful headshot finds another onto Momiji. It's a 1v1. Can he get the shots? Ducks away. Able to get it for the 3-piece in Pugstar. The clutch for the 15th round of map 3. Gonna go to the next one. We're in the same position. We're both. Oh,
what
man.
is going on? That was an incredible series right there, coming through from Pugstars and Charlotte Phoenix. Pugstars, they do hold, they do win it out, but boy, was it close. 13-9, 13-9, and 15-13. That 1v3 from Dinya, just incredible stuff, incredible action all the way around, and I don't know how to feel. I really thought the Pugstars would be taking this one in easy fashion, but Charlotte Phoenix have impressed me. I'm really on the lookout for what they can do for the rest of this qualifier. Remember, it's a group stage, so they're not necessarily out of this yet. But hey, there's a lot of Valorant left to play. This is just our first series. That's absolutely incredible. It blows me away. I don't even think we need to talk about an MVP candidate. Literally everyone played very well. And if you just looked at the frag distribution on the last map, nobody was like standing out incredibly. Like Dinya at the end there might have had a couple more frags based off that 1v3, but honestly, everybody stepped up pretty big time. And that's why I'm saying that. Just really great stuff all the way around. But with that, we are going to have to go to a short little break whilst we get the next match prepared. And if this was anything to go by, we've got a lot of amazing Valorant action to come right back at you. So don't go anywhere, guys. We will return shortly.
My heart is beating, it's magical, the music's playing. Losing control, the things I'm feeling, so mystical, the rhythm goes. And I can't feel the heat. And I keep moving to the beat. 'Cause I'm letting go. Gotta let them know. Losing all control on the dance floor. We don't care, we dancing all night long. We don't care, we dancing all night long. We don't care, we dancing all night long. My heart is beating, it's magical, the music's playing. Losing control, the things I'm feeling, so mystical, the rhythm goes. And I control on the dance floor. We don't care, we're dancing all night long.
Holding on to what I know, to everything I've learned, what is real and fabricated. What is wrong? What is my problem? What can I get out of this world that I created? Fighting the storms in my head. Don't know where I have been. I'm alone, no one to turn to, no one understands. This shit's too complicated. Away, and I feel like I am someone else. Away, and I feel like I don't know myself, no. Away, and I feel like I don't know my name. And I don't want to live this way. I don't want to keep on wasting a life. I'm drowning in my head, I'm losing my mind. And if you could know, yeah, if I could show you, I don't wanna keep on living this life so faceless.
Unknown Brain, Marvin Divine, and we back.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Made it through the rain, I turned nothing into something. No more dealing with their assumptions, cause I do what I gotta do and I know, can't nobody do it like me. All they do is judge me for who I might be. Maybe if they took some time to pick my mind, they see that I'm cooler than lemons and iced tea. All I wanna do is live it up with the homies. Everybody really talking as if they know me, but I guess I gotta face it. I'm so tired of being faceless.
I don't wanna keep on wasting a life. I'm drowning in my head, I'm losing my mind. And if you could know, yeah, if I could show you, I don't wanna keep on living this life so faceless.
So faceless. She burns the bridges in my head by lighting up a fire. Bury my old thoughts instead so you could feel the same. I lay alone with you inside my mind. We would dance the night away to the morning light. Can I give you all of my love till we dance the night away? Can I give you all of my love till we dance the night away? And we give you all my love, all my love, all my love. And we give you all my love, all my love, all my love. Yeah, yeah. And we give you. You look so good in the morning light, reflections in my mind. Missing the fights, I don't care if I'm right. Let's just buy a bit more time. I live alone with you inside my mind. We would dance the night away till the morning light. Can I give you all of my love till we dance the night away? just enough to make you smile, and you need me to hold you close, and all your fears that you dream of will disappear and flutter on. Whoa, hold on just a little. We'll meet right here in the middle ground is where we'll stand. Let go of the brittle, 'cause you'll find life is a riddle that we're not meant to understand. But I'm still just look on, and I'll look down, and all your fears.
Oh, are we live?
And me, we both live life at full speed, easy to see when we collide. No one walks away easy. I never thought you'd be the one. I never meant to take your heart. I never felt so hard. I never meant to be the one. I never thought I'd break your heart. And after the stars have crumbled to dust.
Hello and welcome back to the Able Esports VAL AM Qualifier presented by GLG and Player Zone. Well, I am definitely not tired after that best of 3 shenanigans. Our back room is feeling great as well, and we are coming at you with another best of 3. We've got 3 of them lined up. This is the second of those 3. Jason, it was an exciting one. Now we move into 303 Esports and Pirate Nation. What are you expecting?
To be honest with you, I really
Split. I didn't even look. I'm so excited. Sorry, my bad, Jason. My
It's
bad,
split.
Jason.
No, I think we like looked down at the same time because I saw it. I was like, oh, but yeah, okay. So welcome back. We're going to split for the first map. I don't really know too much about 303 or Pirate Nation, to be 100% honest with you. So I can't really predict too much. I guess with split being changed, maybe the team that's had the most practice with split now will have the upper hand. But I don't have too much input on the start of this one, to be honest. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I do. 303 Esports is a really solid squad. I don't know if they've made roster changes, but I did watch them play in the grand finals, actually, of the it was the Tactical Bandits Compete tournament. And so they played against what was Easy 5 at the time, now on the way. So if you recall, that team who has already qualified on the way has already qualified for our main VAL AM event. They had a 2-1 very close series. Well, I should say close on paper. It was a lot less close in the server, but they did pick up a map, which is really impressive. But Split is actually picked by the Pirates, so they're going to be looking to convert that and, well, sink their opponent's ship here in the early stages of this one. And just so you know, I'm looking at this team, and actually it's the exact same team with, I want to say maybe the exception of AJ. I think AJ was on this roster, and if you'll take over for me just a moment, Jason, I can find out for you.
Yeah, for sure. So looking at this agent selection, we have a Viper hover from Knight. Not quite sure if that's going to get locked in, but if it does, that would be pretty interesting. I've seen some Vipers do some crazy things on Split that ultimately could really lock down a big portion of the map, specifically that middle area, which is a spot of high contention, but still one agent to be locked in from either one of these teams right now. But a pretty standard setup from both of these sides, a good mixture of duelist power along with a lot of utility to be thrown down. That Raze will be locked in for the defenders. We're not going to see the Viper over there on the attacking side, but that's quite all right because we still have a lot of action to come right this way. So those are the agent selections. We can talk about the composition a bit more when we get into things, but I'm excited to get on to Split. It's going to be a great series. We have two great teams, and I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. I really don't have many predictions here.
Yeah, well, so I just took a look at my notes back from that tournament back in January's mid-January, or well, rather late January that it ended. But yeah, 303 Esports has the exact same roster that they were playing with then. They've just not really been necessarily playing a ton of tournaments, at least not that I've been aware of. That being said, I am definitely not infallible and absolutely could have missed it. So nonetheless, a very solid roster. And I think talking about guesses, how this is going to go, on paper, this should be a 303-2-0, I think, pretty easily. That being said, I don't know really anyone from the Pirate Nation side of things. So that definitely means that we could see something crazy, especially as this is their map pick. And we know that this is definitely not a pick that we see all that often coming through. And AZP already right-clicking away against AJ to get the opening frag. Stuck in a corner, but Knight comes to help out, and the right clicks continue to connect here. As it's suddenly just or rather Monsi. I was gonna say Con Artist because I think Con Artist used to play the Cypher for this team, but apparently that's now gone over to Monsi.
A little bit of a roster shift up there, but great work out of AZP to play their life stuck in that corner. I mean, they were stuck in the corner, they dashed in, and you can see on the right side of your screen these updrafts really kept them alive for the time being. Having to aim up and down on the side of 303, not quite able to find it. The Knight finally comes in for the help, able to clean it up. And just like that, I mean, the majority of 303 dies right off the rip on that aggressive push, giving Pirate Nation an easy round win there.
Certainly looked easy. Con Artist going to be trying to collect an easy ult orb and does just that. So one more step closer to that showstopper for Con Artist. That being said, the defense was fairly spread, I should say, now electing to move back over towards B. That being said, it's almost as if there's a shift in the rotations and all of the players on the attack going towards A. There's nobody there at the moment, but everyone starting to get a little bit antsy, I think, for the time being. But this B stack is not going to net much of anything considering the pushes today.
So much cloud cover placed down at A, and Pirate Nation waltz onto the site. Gonna drop this spike in 303. Don't seem to be any wiser. Now they have the information that everyone's over at A, so they're gonna have to start this rotation. But that's gonna be a lot of lost time for them because they're gonna have to rotate pretty carefully. They really have no information about Pirate Nation's setup for the time being, but they're going to move into this heaven area. Blackie going to get flashed up and Saul's a Knight. Saint's going to get a ring in there for 3. And I mean, everyone just kind of exploded there.
Exploded in ever since, pretty much. They got destroyed, and it was a fast push. So that's actually no kills for anybody here on the 303 side. So Pirate Nation really starting out strong here in this map. This is their map pick here on Split. So you might expect for them to be very much in favor on this map. And like I was saying, 303, we know a lot about, or at least I know a lot about them. And for that reason, I think they're favored. But, you know, there's always an opportunity for a team to come out of nowhere and surprise you. And that's the beauty here of Tier 2 Valorant. You can always have a team team come out and just frag out of control. And that's what Pirate Nation has done at the start of this game. That being said, there is rifles now in the hands of the 303 Esports side. So let's see what they can do with them, Jason.
Yeah, for the first time, they're going to be able to fight back a little bit. And Pirate Nation seems to be, you know, obviously they're going to know that they have some sort of weaponry in their hand. They're respecting it. They're not going to pull a crazy fast push right off the rip, but the utility's starting to go towards this B site. Couple players up in heaven. AJ with a one tap to the face of J-Solves. Beautifully done. Looking for the second one. The flash is there. Going to reposition for the angle, but not able to get the spray as King Lion Leo pulls up on that one. Flipsy going to find one for themselves, get traded out immediately. Kills evened up across the board. Health bars in the favor of 303, but the spike does go down. Now it's all about this retake. Night watching up through heaven, going to get taken down by Con Artist.
Yeah, nice frag down. A player advantage, make it 2. It's quickly traded. AZP now has to do it all with a 2-on-1. That's a bit sloppy from Blackie, though. And Monty falls. AZP with the quad kill to clutch things out. And I said it myself, but 303, that's a bit sloppy swinging without your teammate, Blackie. Come on, you know better than that.
Beautifully done right there. You can see the replay on the top of your screen. Con Artist up in heaven gets 1 kill, but yeah, the swing out, 1 at a time. Just allows AZP for some easy headshots there. Beautifully done in 303. They're getting 3-0'd right now. Looking for that second 3 to come from somewhere.
It's gonna have to be from the depths. As the swing is there. AJ nearly gets a very nice headshot. It does do a ton of damage to the Killjoy, but not quite enough to pick anything up. And Con Artist looks to get aggressive as well, but it's not going to be anything found as J-Sols does evacuate that area of the map. And just FYI, I did find some information on the side of the Pirate Nation. You know, in the VCT qualifiers, they were able to take out a team like Swagway, which is a pretty solid tier 2 team that I respect, and they eventually did fall to Andbox, but I mean that's to be expected. But yeah, they 2-0'd against Swagway in those qualifiers, so definitely no slouches here of the Pirate Nation side, just players that I have not heard about myself and haven't had the privilege to see.
That is how the VAL goes. I mean, everyone that's in this, you know, qualifier as a whole, definitely some great players, but the contestant up towards heaven, Saints and King Lion gonna find those 2 kills pretty easily. Flipsy gonna have to just get out of there for now. It's a 1v4. Location is found out. AZP gonna fly up and get taken down by Flipsy with a nice headshot there, who's gonna get away with their life for now. As they start to circle in on him, Saints coming from the flank. Flipsy's going to read that pretty well, though, and get another kill right there. So coming out of this, much better than you would have expected. Still finding those frags at the end of the round. Still going to go over to Pirate Nation, but 303 get a little bit of something for their efforts.
Yeah, and a little bit of something is what is necessary. It's 4-0 on the side of Pirate Nation, and we're looking at a tough spot. You know, you got to start to figure these rounds out. It looked good there in that first gun round that 303 had, but a big, huge misplay from the likes of both Monty and Blackie, who just gave away a 2v1. It's just something you cannot be doing at this level of play. And so here we are. One push coming through. King Lion Leo is going to be pushing in here.